What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 2GF31. Get Uchiha Shisui Mangekyo. You, Uchiha Itachi tried to break free. But I found that my strength seemed to have decreased a lot. The movement of chakra in the body has become abnormally slow. I was very shocked, but at his age, he doesn't know much about the Uzumaki clan. I just know that there is this family, but I don't know the specific news at all. But he knew that this family was good at sealing techniques. You now have two choices. One is death, I poach your Sharingan. The second is to surrender to me, hand over Uchiha Shisui's Mangekyo to me, and I will take on Uchiha's destiny and change it. Uzumaki Mizuki said to Uchiha Itachi very coldly. Why do you know so many things? You even know that Shisui's eyes are in my hands. Uchiha Itachi asked in horror. This matter, only he himself knows. Didn't tell anyone that I have Shisui's eyes. He can agree with other things that Uzumaki Mizuki said just now, thinking that Uzumaki Mizuki knew it from other places. However, this matter is absolutely impossible, only myself was present at the time. It is absolutely impossible for others to know, take me as a god. Being able to know everything, including the identity of the so-called Uchiha Madara, and the fact that after you were about to slaughter Uchiha, only Sasuke was left behind, let him hate you, hunt you down, and then return to Konoha as a hero, I also know. Uzumaki Mizuki continued, he's not going to stay here any longer. This time it was somewhat troublesome, because he went back directly, it was a bit unreasonable. At that time, you will definitely have to check your own memory, which will be very troublesome. If his strength is exposed, he can only run away with Naruto and be hunted down all the time. This is a bit troublesome, so he wants to get rid of Uchiha Itachi before Danzo's people rush over. Let's see whether he surrenders or chooses to die. Uchiha Itachi was too shocked to speak, everything the man in front of him said was true. It was clearly something in my heart, and I didn't even say it. Advertisement. He checked himself again, wondering if he had been hit by a stronger illusion. But I found that I was only restricted by chakra, and I was not under the illusion. You don't have that much time to think. 1 minute, I want to continue to live, work hard to change Uchiha's fate, or die here. Start the countdown. Uzumaki Mizuki said very coldly. The deviation sword EA was taken out, but it hadn't been used yet. But he kept it, ready to deal with Anbu who would show up next. Can I trust you? Itachi asked. His face was very serious. If you can't resist, you can only try to accept it. Now he can't just die like this. If you can really fight, who would be willing to bear this fate? Did you ever try to trust your father when you betrayed Uchiha? He believed me, now it's your turn, Uzumaki Mizuki said. Fugaku is because of the situation, which cannot be changed at all. Itachi didn't believe in Uchiha at all, and was too heavily influenced by Shisui's thoughts. After all, Shisui is a disciple of the second generation, a descendant of Uchiha Kagami, who was poisoned by the will of fire. And Shisui, the poison of the will of fire, is a stronger third-generation version than ever. Words of 3 Mangekyo in unison. Konoha F4 did not dare to do anything. However, Konoha F4 is still powerful in internal fighting. I, Uchiha Itachi, surrender to you. Itachi took a deep breath and spoke directly. Hiss. After he finished speaking, the skylock on his right hand turned into golden particles and disappeared. You can form Mudra with one hand, use the summoning technique to summon the crow that placed Uchiha Shisui Sharingan. Uzumaki Mizuki said directly. At this time, there is no time to waste. Call. Suppressing the shock in my heart, he really believed it at this moment, this person really knew everything. Boom. Uchiha Itachi didn't speak, advertisement. As Uzumaki Mizuki said, just summon the crow that placed the Sharingan. After the crow came out, it was immediately bound by the chain of the sky. Then pulled in front of Uzumaki Mizuki. Uzumaki Mizuki dug out this Sharingan directly, and then put it into King's treasure curry. Itachi frowned. After all, this is the last relic left to him by his best friend. Acquire special props. Open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan Uchiha Shisui close black lens bracket. Increased attributes. Strength. 186 stamina, 154. Mental power. 223 HP value. 1860 magic value. 2230 points. Skylock plus 3000 points. 100 million, magic value 1000. Chakra. 500. Tears of the Goddess. 7500. Mangekyo Sharingan. 1 piece. Uchiha Shisui. 2000. Equipment. Skylock, Tears of the Goddess, Kohler's Dagger, Talisman of Breaking All Commandments, Mangekyo Sharingan, 1 piece. After Uzumaki Mizuki put Shisui's Sharingan into the king's treasury, he immediately got a prompt from the system. He turned on the system and carefully checked the Sharingan's data. It was discovered that the magic value increased by the Lock of the Sky has increased by 1000. This is a noble phantasm that increases power as you use it. Uzumaki Mizuki's attributes increase, and the increase brought by the Skylock will become stronger. Other equipment does not have this effect. The upper limit of growth is naturally the king's treasure house is stronger, as long as one has enough wealth, then the strength is unlimited. One piece has increased so much. If it is a pair, then the degree of enhancement to the current me is even more than the current Skylock. But unfortunately, in Danzo's hands, Uzumaki Mizuki also felt a little pity here. Then, he tried to mobilize the Sharingan in Wangjabao Kuri. He wanted to see how to use this equipment. Do you want to be embedded in your own body like Danzo? Buzz. It turned out to be stuck between the king's treasure house and the real world. Looking at Sharingan stuck in the halo, Uzumaki Mizuki was a little amused. But it looks a little scary. An eye floats in midair. 32. Are you really only 7 years old? This is? Uchiha Itachi was equally surprised, not sure what's going on here. Sharingan actually floated in midair, as if an eye had grown in midair. Illusion Sharingan. Uzumaki Mizuki controls the Sharingan through the king's treasury, using illusion on Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi was caught off guard and was hit instantly. After about 2 or 3 seconds, he woke up from the illusion. Horror appeared on his face. Is it possible to use Sharingan like this? Unheard of. Why can the Sharingan of the card owner in midair be used like this? He couldn't figure it out. However, he only woke up in 3 seconds because he was restrained by the Skylock, which caused chakra to flow slowly, so he woke up so slowly. Otherwise, it would be about 1 second at most, but this second is enough to decide the outcome on the battlefield. Clatter. Uzumaki Mizuki snapped his fingers and released the other Skylocks on Itachi. It should be Danzo and third generation's intention to ask you to catch me. What are they going to do next? Uzumaki Mizuki asked directly. Know what the other party is going to do, so you can make the next judgment. Danzo asked me to capture you, take you to a location about 5 kilometers away, and hand you over to General. If you come across someone from the Uzumaki clan behind you, just kill him. Your life is not the top priority, killing him is. There is no hiding from Uchiha Itachi's side either. After seeing that Uzumaki Mizuki was able to use Shisui's Sharingan, he completely believed in this person and had the power to change Uchiha. Coupled with that god-like ability to know everything, Itachi felt that Uchiha could still be saved. This dog never forgets me. It's a pity that I didn't kill him last time. It's really a trouble for this guy to stay. Hearing Uchiha Itachi's words, Uzumaki Mizuki knew that Danzo couldn't stop thinking about himself. Advertisement: I want to train myself to be a tool person, and I want to replace Naruto one day, right? And looking at it like this, it is very likely that it was hidden from third generation. Worthy of being a good friend. They are all insidious guys who have one thing on the surface and one thing behind the scenes. You should be able to tell the difference between a Danzo person and an ordinary Anbu. Don't go to Root, leave me to normal Anbu, and run away. You stay in Konoha, but you will always be used. Go to Uchiha Madara's side and wait for my order. Uchiha Madara's ability is to make his body enter a different space and cannot be touched. It lasts for 5 minutes. There are some white things around him called white Zetsu. That guy is more dangerous, so be careful. Konoha's side, you fool yourself. Uchiha's side, I will take care of it, and nothing will happen to it, understand? Time is short, and Uzumaki Mizuki doesn't have that much time to talk. Just pick the important things, said to Uchiha Itachi. What's more, he didn't completely trust Uchiha Itachi, just telling him about it and making him feel in awe of himself was enough. Yes, Itachi's heart tightened, and he quickly agreed. He felt the mystery of Uzumaki Mizuki more and more, and he knew so much about this unidentified Uchiha Madara. Write down all the information that Uzumaki Mizuki said. In that organization, Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, is also there. You can try to get first-generation cells from him. That thing can alleviate the side effects of Mangekyo Sharingan, but there are risks, but I think you should be able to withstand it. In that organization, the ones to be careful of are the so-called Uchiha Madara, and the guy named Ju. That leader is just a fool, so don't worry about him. Hold on to Konoha, and just wait until I come to see. Uzumaki Mizuki continued. The most important thing is that time is too tight and there is not so much time. Otherwise, what about Uzumaki Mizuki? You have to teach Uchiha Itachi a lesson. Yes. Uchiha Itachi was taken aback. Quickly record these things. At the same time, I feel more and more stable this time. Tear the world apart, heaven and earth, leave Pai Ji Xing. Uzumaki Mizuki nodded, and then raised the deviation sword EA without hesitation, releasing its power directly. Boom. Advertisement: the red rotating magical energy exploded instantly. The trees in front of Uzumaki Mizuki were torn apart. 2 or 3 spatial cracks with a width of less than 10 centimeters appeared, directly sucking in objects close to the cracks. After raging for about 10 seconds, the movement stopped. Uchiha Itachi swallowed. This power is indeed astonishing. The coverage area is about the size of 2 football fields. In this range, there is almost no complete tree, all of which are residues. All the deep soil on the ground was churned out, and several deep ravines appeared. It was like an earthquake. Catch me and run away. Anbu uses illusion to control a few to faint, and just leave 1 or 2 behind to run away with me. As Uzumaki Mizuki said, he put all the deviant sword and other things into Wangjabao Kuri. Only the talisman that broke the commandments of all things was placed under his clothes and stuck in the rubber band of his trousers. No matter what, you have to be on guard. Okay. Uchiha Itachi didn't hesitate. Are you really only 7 years old? But when he was about to hug Uzumaki Mizuki, he couldn't help asking. If I were 12 now, I would have picked Konoha by myself. Uzumaki Mizuki said very calmly. Itachi stopped talking, and quickly started to act according to Uzumaki Mizuki's instructions. The devastation caused by the deviant sword immediately attracted the attention of a large number of people, including the Anbu who chased them out, and the roots of the Danzo arrangement. 33. Dogs imitate their owners. Over there, Kakashi heard the huge movement. He rushed over at full speed without hesitation, although he has actually fallen into darkness and has no hope for life. Completely became a tool man of the Walking Dead. But when he heard that his master's child had an accident, he still couldn't help it and rushed out. Followed by 3 Anbu, members of his squad, and what surprised him the most was, why Uchiha Itachi? That person is obviously a very calm guy. Why? Found. But soon, Kakashi's Sharingan caught traces of the ground. Without hesitation, he speeded up and caught up. Soon he saw a figure, so he worked harder. In the end, the figure in front stopped first, and Kakashi led people to catch up. I didn't expect it to be Captain Kakashi, Uchiha Itachi said very calmly. With his left hand, Uzumaki Mizuki, who looks unconscious, is held by the waist, and the right hand holds the short blade issued by Anbu, which looks very normal. But the other Anbu on the field are all guarding against Uchiha Itachi to counterattack them at any time. Itachi, why are you doing this? He's just a child, and he has no enmity with you, why tie him up? This is what puzzles Kakashi the most. He couldn't believe that Uchiha Itachi came to kidnap Jinchuriki, and he would kidnap the wrong person, which was a little outrageous. If the Uchiha clan wants to fight among themselves, it is impossible for Uchiha Itachi to act alone. Then it is very likely that it is an order from Konoha's high level, so Itachi is performing a task. This is a secret. If you don't get out of the way, then he will die. Uchiha Itachi didn't know what to say for a while. Because in the original plan, he would not meet these Anbu, only the roots of Danzo. The most is to meet the people of the Uzumaki family, so the priority is to deal with the enemy, not the current situation. Advertisement, give that child to me, and I will let you go. Kakashi said decisively here. Now in this situation, he has no confidence in dealing with Uchiha Itachi, and will also Uzumaki Mizuki protect the post. Uchiha Itachi is compared with Uzumaki Mizuki, so naturally Uzumaki Mizuki is more important. Do you think I'll believe that, Captain Kakashi? Anbu does things without compromise. I'm not a newcomer who just joined Anbu. Uchiha Itachi sneered. At the same time, as soon as he finished speaking, an Anbu around him fell silently, falling directly from the tree trunk to the ground. Beware of illusions, don't look at his Sharingan. Startled, Kakashi shouted hastily. At the same time, use kunai to bounce the shuriken thrown by Uchiha Itachi. And Uchiha Itachi started running away again. Don't hurt that kid. After Kakashi caught up, the colleague gave orders. Then he slapped his hands on the ground, and the earth flow wall directly blocked Itachi's body. Itachi's side is also quite difficult, because acting skills must not be too outrageous, but also not too fake. It's almost like the last battle with Sasuke at that time, you need to control your own power perfectly. In the forest, you chased me for about 10 minutes. Finally, Uchiha Itachi threw Uzumaki Mizuki into the sky, and his colleague threw 2 kunai towards Uzumaki Mizuki. This move made Uzumaki Mizuki think, did Uchiha Itachi want to kill himself? Shouldn't it have just used Shisui's Mangekyo to brainwash Itachi? Clang clang. But on Kakashi's side, he jumped up, blocked Uzumaki Mizuki's depth, knocked kunai into the air, and at the same time relied on Uzumaki Mizuki. After he fell, the last Anbu beside him also fell. Uchiha Itachi was also missing. Why did you hand over the hostages to Anbu's people? Not long after Itachi left the battle, he was stopped by Gen's men. The tone is very bad. Danzo has been letting Uchiha Itachi go, and he is even more strict with his subordinates. Advertisement never let your guard down with Uchiha Itachi. Hold on all the time, Uchiha Itachi is a double agent possibility. I can't escape with hostages, and that Uzumaki clan is hiding in the dark. I was almost caught up by him just now. If it wasn't for Anbu's people, I should have lost to him. Uchiha Itachi calmly looked at the roots surrounding him. There are about 10 people. This number is already a lot. Because Uzumaki Mizuki killed more than 40 last time, Danzo also brought people to block Uchiha Fugaku. It is already very good to be able to squeeze out so many people. Has the enemy appeared? Why didn't you release the signal as planned? A small captain on the root side continued to question. There are indeed many unknowns about this matter, and it is all up to Uchiha Itachi to explain it himself. Naturally, they didn't quite believe it. That person is very powerful. You can go to see the battlefield. At that time, a large area was almost destroyed. And I want to protect the hostages and avoid being threatened, so I don't have time to release the signal. This task has failed, and I'm going to perform another task next. Get out of the way. After Uchiha Itachi finished speaking, he said in a very bad tone. He is not affiliated with these people management. It was directly in charge with Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen. No, after Master Danzo comes over, we are making a decision, now you must stay. But Root here naturally refused to agree. The situation is unknown. For a while, I didn't understand the situation at all. Coupled with deep doubts about Uchiha, they made the choice Danzo would have made without hesitation. Just like a dog imitates its master. 34. Fake benevolence and righteousness make the best use of everything. Kakashi brought Uzumaki Mizuki to Konoha Hospital and gave it to the medical ninja for treatment. At the same time, several of his companions were also treated together. When the medical ninja was about to treat Uzumaki Mizuki woke up straight away. Seeing this, the medical ninja could only give Uzumaki Mizuki a simple check. The child was found to be in good health, with no major injuries other than a few scrapes. Kakashi's companions are a little bit miserable, although the ones in it are not Tsukuyomi, but ordinary illusions. It was enough for them to have a splitting headache and be treated in the hospital. Third generation project. Uzumaki Mizuki is safe and sound, but let Uchiha Itachi run away, my subordinates. In the hospital corridor, Kakashi reports to Sarutobi Hiruzen. For the situation at that time, he still felt a lot of pressure. The main thing is that Uchiha Itachi has hostages in his hands. But one thing, he felt that Uchiha Itachi didn't seem to have any killing intent, and at the same time, he wasn't too cruel to Uzumaki Mizuki. And a couple of times their side's attack was going to hurt Uzumaki Mizuki, but was blocked by Uchiha Itachi instead. I know, it's good to be safe. Uchiha Itachi, there will be other people to deal with it. During this time, you should protect this child first. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a calm face. Plan failed? It is not confirmed yet, we have to wait for the answer from Danzo. But the child was rescued by Kakashi, not from Danzo, which made him a little confused. Is there something wrong with Itachi? Yes, Kakashi nodded and said no more. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen went in to see Uzumaki Mizuki and then left. Hypocritical old guy. Uzumaki Mizuki lay peacefully on the hospital bed. In my heart, I was planning how to speed up my pace. Advertisement. These people are completely focused on dealing with their own people. If, like Cloud Shinobi Village, they want to develop outward, Konoha should be more united. So, the target was not caught, and another mission also failed. Danzo said to Uchiha Itachi with a grim face. This time, he planned to kill two birds with one stone. Find out the Uzumaki clan hiding in the dark, and frame the Uchiha clan at the same time. At the same time, there is a small harvest, which can give Uzumaki Mizuki to the income. But failed too, only the planting of Uchiha, and it was barely able to continue. Yes, Lord Danzo. Uchiha Itachi bowed his head like this, and replied very respectfully. It seems that there is no double-heartedness, but now, after seeing Uzumaki Mizuki's level, he feels that these high-level leaders in Konoha are really only focused on internal strife. However, there are indeed problems within Uchiha, but recently his father's efforts have stabilized somewhat. But Konoha is still unwilling to give up. You can no longer stay in Konoha. According to the original plan, go to the side of Uchiha Madara, monitor him, and investigate the situation by the way, whether people from the Uchiha clan have colluded with him. Although Danzo can't wait to sand sculpture Uchiha Itachi at this time. But still not working, because Uchiha Itachi still has value. This Uchiha Madara still makes Danzo somewhat afraid. Uchiha Itachi's heartfeltness he could not confirm. But Danzo knows that as long as he can grasp Uchiha Itachi's weakness, then he can only be obedient. That weakness is his family and the whole of Uchiha. Still, what has to be done has to be done. This seal will destroy your head when you tell me information about me. Go. Naturally, he had already made preparations for what it could arrange for Itachi to do. Advertisement. Finally, he added one more. What Danzo is best at is this kind of curse seal, which is used to control the use of human hands. Can make life worse than death. Coupled with the threat of the family, those ninjas can only be obedient. Uchiha Itachi immediately disappeared before Danzo's eyes. I hope my judgment is correct this time. Uchiha Itachi also has no way of knowing the future trend. I can only hope that I have changed to slaughter the entire Uchiha and made a new decision to save it all. But will something happen to Konoha? This is one thing he can't understand. Will that person, who will become the new Hokage, change all that? 2 days passed. The whole village returned to calm. On Uzumaki Mizuki's side, after careful inspection, it was confirmed that he did not have any curse marks on his body, including no illusions and so on. In the end, it was only found that the child's physical fitness was particularly good, and there was nothing else to gain. When he got home, Naruto was crying. After all, it is the only one to rely on. When he knew something was wrong, he almost ran away. Anbu, who was watching the surroundings, was really taken aback. Sarutobi Hiruzen finally decided to let Uzumaki Mizuki go. Otherwise, in fact, he was planning to keep Uzumaki Mizuki for a while, and then make a decision whether to use it to find the guy hiding in the dark. It's okay, I'm amazing, you have to believe me. Uzumaki Mizuki stroked Naruto's head soothingly. This time loyalty completely angered him, and Uzumaki Mizuki was ready to make Konoha and others make a fuss. 35. Drag others into the darkness together. Uzumaki Mizuki is fine, but Uchiha is in trouble again. The whole tribe is almost surrounded by Anbu. The manpower at the border was dispatched back again. The people of the Uchiha clan felt dissatisfied again. This time it was the vast majority. When Uchiha Madara wanted to take everyone on a run, no one wanted to follow him. Because they have enjoyed a stable life, no one wants to bump into their mother-in-law. After second generation came to power, although it was a bit harsh on Uchiha, life was still going on. After the third generation came up, the village's attitude towards Uchiha changed. The distrust of Uchiha is almost on the surface. Especially after the end of the Senju family, they intensified and kept suppressing them. Reduce the powers of the police force. The fourth generation had just breathed a sigh of relief 2 years after it came to power, but it was gone, and Uchiha was almost destructively suppressed. Families were forced to change locations, from the center to remote corners. Now, almost ordinary people from the Uchiha clan have a bad attitude towards Konoha. Phew. Just come back. Uchiha Fugaku finally breathed a sigh of relief when he heard the news that Uzumaki Mizuki had returned safely. If you lose this last ally, Uchiha really can only take the road of being hostile to Konoha. He saw it clearly, Konoha F4 just wanted Uchiha to die. Without the support of the Uzumaki family, the Uchiha family can only go to a dead end. He will not sit back and watch Uchiha die like this. You mean, you failed to kidnap the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, so you defected? Obito asked suspiciously. Yes, I have activated the Mangekyo Sharingan, ready to control the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and then destroy Konoha. But the catch was wrong. The two brothers were too similar to be able to tell the difference. Uchiha Itachi opened his eyes and said nonsense. He knew that the other party must know his goal. But he will still be invited. Advertisement, I see. It's too immature. To do this kind of thing, you should wait for the two children to do it together when they're at home. Blow up their home with detonators, force the Nine-Tails to protect Jinchuriki, and then use Mangekyo to take control. On Obito's side, he is very willing to share his experience with Itachi. But Itachi had no expression on his face, and had no intention of speaking at all. The matter of eliminating Uchiha, can we continue? I just left Konoha too, join me and clean up the Uchiha clan. These people who betrayed me have absolutely no need to continue living. Seeing this, Obito could only continue talking. In order to continue to carry out the previously agreed plan, destroy the Uchiha clan. Obito needs a few spare Sharingans, but there is not much demand. He just enjoys bringing people into darkness. Uchiha Madara chose him, and he chose Itachi. Obito didn't think much about the matter of Uchiha Sharingan or something, he just hunted down a few Jonin Uchiha himself. There is no need to kill the Uchiha family. Now Konoha is very strict with Uchiha. Although he is dissatisfied with Uchiha, he will not sit back and watch Uchiha perish. After all, this incident has been exposed. If something happens again, then Konoha will suffer a serious face injury, so it is not suitable to do it recently. Only then did Uchiha Itachi speak. He said it sincerely. In this situation, the success rate is very low. Kill some of them first, let Konoha feel the fear. What will happen if you betray Mrs. Madara? But at this time, a pitcher plant suddenly appeared on the ground. Exactly. With a very strange voice, he said something that made Itachi's fists clenched. That's a good plan. What do you think, Itachi? Obito also said in a suddenly enlightened tone. Then he asked Itachi what he thought. If I can, I'm fine. In the end, Itachi could only reply very calmly, if you really have to, then do it. Advertisement: the enemy in front of him is too dangerous, he can't be exposed yet. This information must be passed on, but it must not be given to Konoha. If Konoha knew, he would definitely choose to use his tricks and let this guy continue. I can only trust that person. Uchiha Itachi recalled Uzumaki Mizuki's haki and superior feeling when facing him. At this moment, he felt a little reliable. Absolutely, go investigate and prepare some time. Let's go there and give Konoha and Uchiha a little surprise. Naturally, Obito would not choose to miss this opportunity. There is Kamui. You can advance or retreat, just wave. In his eyes, the current Konoha is like a toothless wolf, without any threat at all. Yes, Lord Madara. Absolutely, this side is very suitable for acting. Have you found the other party yet? Sarutobi Hiruzen stared blankly at Danzo, who was sitting across from him. This time, it took a lot of manpower and material resources. Taking advantage of Uchiha Itachi's defection, almost all the big families in the village were investigated. However, there is no way to find the hidden person. Almost checked the number of people in the entire village, trying to find the unreasonable one. However, no such person was found. Yes, but now I have confirmed one thing. That guy does show up when something happens to Uzumaki Mizuki. Danzo nodded. There was nothing he could do about Sarutobi Hiruzen's dissatisfaction at this time. But this time, it is not without any gains. We have found the opponent's weakness. 36. Restless sleeping and eating, come to apologize. The child is handed over to you, can you get rid of that guy? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked directly. There is nothing that cannot be sacrificed. Uzumaki Mizuki is also available for trade if necessary. Not Jinchuriki anyway, sacrifice doesn't matter. It is to prevent Jinchuriki from having an accident, which is a little troublesome. But to make an excuse, let's say Uzumaki Mizuki is physically injured and needs treatment. If something really happened, it would be death, it's that simple. He became cruel, but he didn't know how to speak conscience. After he got what he wanted, he would pretend to be a little pitiful. This guy hiding in the dark, if he doesn't find out, he will have trouble sleeping and eating. Danzo agreed without hesitation. He also hated the guy hiding in the dark. It hurt him to lose the most important Sharingan. Killed so many of his loyal subordinates. Even if Uzumaki Mizuki is used as a human bomb this time, he will kill that guy. 5 days later, after Naruto goes to school, you just take him away. Leave the rest to me, Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a very flat tone. In his tone, he didn't take people to heart at all. Uchiha Fugaku desperately wants to meet Uzumaki Mizuki. The police force returned to normal work, but the team members were all angry. For Fugaku, they really don't have any anger, but for Uchiha Itachi, for Konoha as a whole, they're completely disappointed. A cynical thought came to mind. Many people can't help but want to turn against Konoha, and it's all thanks to Uchiha Fugaku. But recently, it was not easy for him to run out. Advertisement because a lot of Anbu staring at. This is the only way. Uchiha Fugaku decided this way. In the afternoon, he went home early. Found his little son. He didn't let Sasuke go to school these days, worried that he would be angered by the gossip in school. After crying at home on the first day, Sasuke thought that his big brother would do such a thing because of him. Because every time he was beaten by Uzumaki Mizuki, he would come back and complain to Izzy big brother. So big brother must be trying to vent his anger on him, that's why he treated Uzumaki Mizuki like this. I blamed myself very much and cried many times at home. But about Uchiha Itachi, I couldn't explain it clearly to Sasuke. Fugaku and Mikoto were very helpless. Sasuke, this time it's your big brother who did something wrong, you shouldn't bully the small with the big. That kid Uzumaki Mizuki is injured, we can apologize to him instead of Itachi, can we? Fugaku said to Sasuke. An apology is a real apology. The Uchiha clan did this kind of thing, although both parties knew that Uchiha Itachi was undercover. But what should be done is still to be done. Of course, I would also like to ask about what Uchiha should do in the future. Okay, I'll apologize to him instead of Oni-san. Sasuke nodded with red eyes. It's okay. Uchiha Mikoto gave a worried look. She is not Sasuke, so easily deceived. It would be very troublesome to find the child at this time. It's okay. Wait for me at home. Uchiha Fugaku shook his head, no problem. Seeing this, Uchiha Mikoto couldn't say much, head straight out with Sasuke. Along the way, Fugaku spotted Anbu several times. The other party could almost be said to be watching him openly. When he took Sasuke near Uzumaki's house, Anbu appeared. I don't know Captain Fugaku, what's going on over there? Advertisement what appeared was Kakashi. These days, he is protecting Uzumaki Mizuki. I watched Uzumaki Mizuki's Anbu before, and I got Itachi's illusion, and I'm still in the process of training. I brought the child here to apologize to that child of Whirlpool. What happened this time, after all, was my son's fault. If I don't come to apologize, I feel uneasy. Uchiha Fugaku said seriously, this is the truth. Kakashi looked at Uchiha Fugaku, wondering for a moment if he should let him pass. However, Naruto is at school now. If Jinchuriki is not around, it is not so dangerous to approach Uzumaki Mizuki. He also didn't believe that the other party would take Uzumaki Mizuki as a hostage like Uchiha Itachi did. This uncle, Ioni-san, did something wrong. I will apologize on his behalf. It's all because of me. That's why I have so many Oni-san, because I was injured in a duel with Uzumaki Mizuki, and Oni-san has so many. Woo woo woo. Sasuke started crying while talking. Kakashi's face stiffened. He is not very skilled in this matter. I'll watch from the sidelines. After saying this coldly, Kakashi disappeared immediately. Uchiha Fugaku breathed a sigh of relief. Naturally he recognized Kakashi. The red eye under the opponent's mask, coupled with the white hair, directly exposed him. Let's go. Fugaku took Sasuke and walked to Uzumaki Mizuki's house. As for Kakashi, he was also sticking to the corner, waiting silently. Opening the door, one is slightly surprised to see Uzumaki Mizuki of Uchiha Fugaku. I thought about going to see him tonight. Unexpectedly, he came to the door by himself. Sorry, it's all my fault, I'm big brother. Sasuke still took the responsibility on himself and directly bowed his head to apologize. 37. Danzo visits for the second time, nothing dealing with you. I will avenge myself, HMPH, when I become stronger, I will find him myself. Uzumaki Mizuki continued speaking in a child's tone. But when he was talking, he said the word, rest assured, to Uchiha Fugaku in colloquial language by the way. He sensed that there was someone next to him, but according to the line of sight from that position, he couldn't see him opening his mouth, so he said with confidence. Seeing these two words, Uchiha Fugaku heaved a sigh of relief. Either way, it's our Uchiha clan's fault, please accept our apology. Uchiha Fugaku also said with a very humble look. Kakashi, who was hiding on the side, was a little surprised. He didn't expect the patriarch to put his body down like this. It's the Uchiha clan, too many accidents happen, so difficult. Losing money. Uzumaki Mizuki said it very bluntly. Kakashi, who was eavesdropping, almost lost his footing. Still, it seems like that's what kids are supposed to do. I don't have much money with me, tomorrow I'll ask Sasuke to bring you. Uchiha Fugaku's tone was also a bit frustrated, as if he didn't expect this result. Soon, the two left. Uzumaki and Mizuki stayed at home peacefully. Writing and drawing. I drew a monkey, an elephant, an Ino Shikacho and so on. Sure enough, it's best to choose an elephant in the end. If Konoha is messed up, it will be easier for me to do things. Uzumaki Mizuki decided. Uchiha Fugaku went to meet the child? After Danzo knew the news, he frowned. He felt something was wrong. But what was written in the information seemed so normal. Advertisement, let's do it tomorrow. Danzo is not going to wait any longer. This time, he will complete the task well. Find the guy hiding in the dark. Don't let Uchiha interfere with him, and Uzumaki Mizuki stayed at home for a few days. Because Uchiha Itachi appeared last time, except for Neji and Xiao Li, everyone else's points have been cleared. Although in order to deal with Uchiha Itachi, a special treasure was exchanged. However, the day before yesterday, he suddenly heard a system prompt. Solicitation Uchiha Itachi open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket success. Get 50,000 points. When he let Uchiha Itachi go before, he knew that Uchiha Itachi must still have something in mind. But he knew that Uchiha Itachi would not reveal his identity in a short time. Unless you see no hope in yourself, but I don't know why I'm willing to surrender myself again. With an extra 50,000 points as a maneuver, Uzumaki Mizuki is a little more stable. Uzumaki Mizuki is going to go to Uchiha Fugaku during the day, because at night, there are many Anbu who are responsible for protecting them. Because Naruto is also at home. Usually, there are only 1 or 2 Anbu watching him, and it is best to run out during the day. It is enough to leave a shadow clone and come back at noon the next day. But when he was about to go out, he felt more than 20 breaths approaching. This made him frown. This kind of formation seems to be ready to go to war at any time. What's the matter, Master Danzo? Is Uchiha Itachi back? Kakashi appeared in front of Danzo and asked suspiciously. Come over to Uzumaki Mizuki, why are there so many people? There are at least 5 standard Anbu teams, that's a lot. This is an order for the purpose of the 3rd generation. I will take Uzumaki Mizuki away, let your people retreat, and my people will take over here. Danzo gave Kakashi a cold look and said, if Kakashi knew what he was going to do to the kid, there might be trouble. Unstable factors, he does not want to see. Advertisement. Take that kid? Kakashi said in surprise. He sensed something was wrong. But the person in front of him is undoubtedly Danzo. Thinking of what this person did, Kakashi's face was a bit ugly, but Danzo didn't see it with the mask on. You continue to be responsible for the protection of Jinchuriki, this child is handed over to me. After saying that, Danzo went right past Kakashi. At the same time, the roots that followed immediately scattered around and hid themselves. This action is somewhat dangerous, because it has been proved that the hidden guy will care about the 2 brothers of the whirlpool. But Jinchuriki didn't dare to try it, so he could only try this child. So be on guard, the other party will take advantage of this moment to attack directly. Bringing so many people is for this, Kakashi clenched his fists. But nothing is done. At this time, after the death of so many relatives and friends, he no longer has the heart to struggle. Like Obito, almost surrounded by darkness. 3rd generation uses Kakashi as a very good toolman, so there is no time to care about his heart. Not in the back, the class of Naruto is really troublesome. Nor would he choose Kakashi. Boom, Danzo was a little more polite and knocked on the door. Uzumaki Mizuki calmly opened the door. Danzo looked at him condescendingly. I have something important to tell you, let's go in and talk about it. The tone is undeniable. Uzumaki Mizuki puts Danzo in. As long as you're still alive, that's fine. Kakashi murmured. 38. Distinguished heavenly gods, the lackey Danzo. Danzo still responded decisively without any psychological struggle. After the hospital's examination, your body may still have sequelae, so you need to go to a specific place for treatment. Danzo started talking to Uzumaki Mizuki. He can take it away calmly, and he will not choose to use force. It's just that when he was talking, Danzo couldn't continue. Because he felt the kid, so calm, let him have a feeling that he is reporting with Sarutobi. He felt something was wrong. Buzz, suddenly, the familiar golden light suddenly appeared in midair. Danzo's pupils shrank, and he wanted to leave here immediately. But the body that had just exerted strength stopped immediately. Mangekyo Sharingan distinguished heavenly gods. Uzumaki Mizuki said with his mouth open. Appearing in midair, Sharingan, who was stuck between the king's treasure house and the present world, started to spin the 4 hook pinwheels of his pupils. After about a minute, Danzo got down on one knee in total humility. Owner. Danzo shouted to Uzumaki Mizuki very respectfully. Tell me all about your plan. Uzumaki Mizuki said very calmly. This man must die. After using it, he will use the talisman that breaks the commandments of all things to wake Danzo up. See what he did to make him regret it, now, just be a dog. Yes. My plan is to use you as bait, and then. Danzo quickly explained in a low voice. When Uzumaki Mizuki heard about this plan, his heart became even colder. The lives of the beating workers are gone, and the children are not taken care of well, and they are used as bait. There is yours, Sarutobi Hiruzen, according to the original plan. However, the time is half an hour ahead of the time when the ninja goes to and from school. I don't have time to stay there all the time. Uzumaki Mizuki to Danzo. Yes, advertisement at this time, Danzo's memory has been completely rewritten. The person in front of him is everything to him, and he will obey what he says unconditionally. About 15 minutes after Danzo went in, Danzo came out with Uzumaki Mizuki. Kakashi saw this scene, although he had persuaded himself, but for some reason, the anger couldn't stop gushing out in his heart. Finally watched Uzumaki and Mizuki being taken away. All of you spread out and go around to guard against that guy's sudden attack. Arriving at Root's base, Danzo ordered directly. It's been almost a month since the attack on Danzo. Already changed to a new base. Once inside, Danzo dismissed everyone else. You have first generation cells here, right? If you have ninjutsu, ninja tools, etc., bring them to me. Uzumaki Mizuki sensed no one else, then sit directly on the throne that Danzo prepared for himself, and said to him. Yes. Naturally, Danzo didn't have any objection and went to prepare right away. The cooling time is more than 10 years. If you continue to inject magic power, you should be able to reduce the cooling time by 10 times, but the cooling time is calculated in years. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at the system. About the introduction of Mangekyo Sharingan Uchiha Shisui, there is an extra cooling time of 12 years. But this thing is really easy to use. In fact, Uzumaki Mizuki has two targets to choose from. One is Sarutobi Hiruzen and the other is Danzo. But Uzumaki Mizuki chose Danzo in the end. Because of Danzo's betrayal, Sarutobi Hiruzen can do more damage. After all, he is not the same as Obito. He is not interested in controlling what Sarutobi Hiruzen does to Konoha, revenge on society or something. However, if you stay quiet, the other party will make trouble. This makes him very unhappy. Let Danzo attract attention and develop by yourself. Finally gave Sarutobi Hiruzen a shocking result. Enjoy his revenge. About half an hour later, Danzo came over with a bunch of stuff. He ordered those roots, arranged things one by one, and then let them leave. Uzumaki Mizuki, under the introduction of Danzo, began to put these things into his king's treasure curry one by one. Not much, though. Put a bunch of detonators and some rare ninja tools. Advertisement. Then there are some ninjutsu scrolls, and finally the first generation cells. It comes in glass tubes about the size of a child's arm. On the green solution, there are white objects about the size of a finger floating. Sarutobi Hiruzen has arranged for you to do a lot of things over the years. About the Senju clan, the Uzumaki clan, etc., please explain. After Uzumaki Mizuki put away the things, after seeing that the prompt system added about 1 or 2,000 monopoints, I didn't pay much attention to it. Then asked Danzo. Yes. The Senju clan was. This kind of activity must have Danzo involved. So he understands everything clearly. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally never thought that Danzo would betray him. In order to prevent the internal division of the village, should we kill the forces capable of splitting in advance? It's amazing. Uzumaki Mizuki was short of applause. What a villain to file a complaint first. After getting the position of Hokage, he was afraid that the Senju clan would take it away. During the Second Ninja World War, they tried their best to arrange the Senju clan to go to the front line. Spread these news to Konoha. Let everyone know what kind of person their favorite Hokage is. Uzumaki Mizuki said directly. After years of brainwashing, let everyone recognize their own Hokage. Let everyone see what it really looks like. Yes. Danzo has no comments. Correct. Do everything you can to assassinate Sarutobi Hiruzen, but the priority is to keep your own life, and the most important thing is not to be discovered. One last word to Danzo before Uzumaki Mizuki was about to go. 39. Gossip, has Danzo already taken that kid away? I see. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Kakashi in front of him and replied very calmly. Whose child is the Whirlpool brother? The big boss in the village doesn't know. The surname swirls, but with the yellow hair and the blue eyes of a child, who doesn't know who the two brothers are? It is normal for Kakashi to know that brother Uzumaki is the child of his master. That kid will be fine. Kakashi finally couldn't resist asking. It's nothing, it's good for the kid, he'll be fine. Sarutobi Hiruzen could only say so to Kakashi. Anbu of the 4th generation faction basically listens to Kakashi. However, in recent years, he has basically been incorporated, but Kakashi is still very useful as a toolman. And he is his great-grandson, so he is one of his own people, so he believes in Kakashi more. Yes, Sarutobi Hiruzen said so. What else can Kakashi do? I can only leave and continue to protect Naruto, but when he returned to the vicinity of Whirlpool's house, he was stunned. Because he saw two figures on the window. Afraid of my presbyopia, I quickly posted it to the wall to eavesdrop, and found that it was Uzumaki Mizuki's voice. Kakashi was at a loss. Captain, General said, Uzumaki Mizuki will be taken away by them during the day and sent back in the afternoon. Usually there is only one person here to protect Uzumaki Mizuki. Kakashi's men came over and explained the situation to him. Hearing this, Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief. Although I went to Danzo's dragon's nest and tiger's den, but I can come back every day, so it's not a big problem. Although he didn't know what was going on, it was fine. The next day, there was some gossip in the village. But the scope is not large, but it was known by Sarutobi Hiruzen. When he saw what the information said, the villagers were discussing things, he was a little shocked and angry. Advertisement. Who is it, Uchiha, or Hyuga? Who dares to be so bold? Sarutobi Hiruzen was furious. Immediately arranged for Anbu to go down and find the person who spread these rumors. Uchiha Fugaku was surprised when they heard the news. Is this made by the Uzumaki clan? Uchiha Fugaku only thought of this possibility. Because other families in the village simply don't have the guts to do such a thing. And most of the families are on the side of Sarutobi Hiruzen because they share the assets of the Senju family together. Therefore, although the village targets Senju and Uchiha, the reason why other families are silent is also because they have vested interests. Originally, in recent days, Uchiha's life has become sad. Been targeted by many people, but today, he felt relaxed all over. Attention is drawn away. Sarutobi Hiruzen should not have time to trouble Uzumaki Mizuki at this time. Things didn't calm down as Sarutobi Hiruzen thought. Instead, it got louder and louder. Many ordinary villagers began to discuss it. Those members of the big family did not dare to say anything at this time, but the ordinary clan members also began to discuss in private. Because the truth is obvious, the Senju clan is finished. This is the main force that established Konoha. The first 2 generations of Hokage belonged to the Senju family. Including the current suppression of Uchiha, almost everything is done above board. It's just that in the past, the wind direction was led by Danzo, making everyone believe that Uchiha is just a bad guy. Some smart people in the village felt that something was wrong with the situation. People who restrain themselves one by one, don't make troubles, and can't discuss these things. Who the hell? Sarutobi Hiruzen observes carefully with a crystal ball through the telescope technique. I found that those people didn't stop discussing at all, but intensified. Anbu's investigation didn't yield any results. Advertisement. I just found some papers about these things, which somehow appeared in some people's homes. There are also some ordinary people who have fallen under the illusion, and then began to explain these things. If it is a member of a big family, Sarutobi Hiruzen must have been unable to bear it long ago and let someone arrest him. But this is civilians. Anbu can't intervene in matters that are not related to ninjas. We can only secretly kidnap and investigate the vice admiral. Because these things in the village are in charge of Uchiha's police force. But now in the situation with Uchiha, how could he pull down and go to Uchiha Fugaku? This is premeditated. There is a problem within the village. Udadane Kaharu said, for this meeting, Konoha F4 has arrived. Didn't the Uchiha clan do it? If it's illusion, they're good at it. Mitokado Homura wondered. The two of them are more in charge of the border front of the Nation of Fire. In the village, Danzo is basically in charge. Give Konoha a stable rear. Udadane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura are really not very good at fighting for power with Uchiha. Danzo, didn't you find it on your side? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked his best friend. In the past, this kind of thing basically didn't show up, so it should be dealt with by Danzo. The current situation makes him very dissatisfied with Danzo. My staff has been looking for the remnants of the Uzumaki clan recently. I was attacked last time and lost a lot of manpower, so I don't have manpower to deal with 2 things. Danzo said with a blank face. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep look at Danzo. He felt that there was something wrong with his good friend. But he never thought that it was Danzo who betrayed him. Instead, I guess that Danzo must have chosen to let go of the fact that he was framed. Regarding Danzo's little thoughts, he thinks he can see clearly. 40. Uchiha Fugaku gets first generation cells. After Konoha F4 finished the meeting, the village conducted a comprehensive search again. The police force is the first surveillance target again. But nothing was found. Uchiha Fugaku naturally knew that at this time, he couldn't make trouble for his allies. Although I want to help and make this muddy water even more chaotic. But Anbu's monitoring was indeed very strict, and there was no chance at all. If you want to arrange for ordinary clansmen to do it, you are also afraid that you will be targeted. So in the end nothing was done. However, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Uzumaki Mizuki came to his office. It appeared suddenly. Uchiha Fugaku went straight to the point, but the attack hit the skylock directly and did not hurt Uzumaki Mizuki. This time and space ninjutsu. Uchiha Fugaku sees through at a glance how Uzumaki Mizuki is here. It's the weekend, no need to go to Danzo's. Assigned a shadow clone, let him guide Naruto to practice. For his own side, he came to Uchiha Fugaku. Captain, is something wrong? But at this time, people from other police forces outside asked. Because the movement just now was not small, Kanai slammed into the skylock fiercely. But fortunately, Anbu didn't really press every step of the way, following behind the members of the police force. But at the base of the police force, there were at least a dozen Anbu around. Uzumaki Mizuki finds a gap to use the jump knife, which is not easy. It's okay, something fell on the floor. Uchiha Fugaku opened the door, poked his head out and spoke. He motioned for him to go to work. then closed the door, turned around and saw that Uzumaki Mizuki was already sitting on his office chair. His face stiffened for a moment, but he also sat in the chair where the guests usually sat very naturally. Those recent incidents are all the work of the Uzumaki clan. Third generation should be having trouble sleeping and eating. If you want to find the person behind the scenes, do you need the help of the Uchiha family? Advertisement. Uchiha Fugaku made seals and arranged a small barrier to block the sound. While opening his mouth, he asked Uzumaki Mizuki. The plan is moving ahead. I originally planned to wait until I was about 12 years old before doing it, but now it seems that the other party doesn't want me to spend this time safely. Uchiha clan, do you have the heart to rebel? Uzumaki and Mizuki didn't strike up a conversation. Instead, it was said to Uchiha Fugaku like this. Although 2 so-called contracts were obtained, it was not enough to restrain the Uchiha clan. If you want to get help from the Uchiha clan, you must first let Uchiha Fugaku obey your orders. Of course, the Uchiha family is no longer willing to continue to endure such oppression. Uchiha Fugaku said very seriously. He didn't know how strong the Uzumaki clan was. But looking at the situation now, at least it is much easier than the Uchiha family. Knowing that Konoha's high-level plan for Uchiha is to exterminate him, he has no reason to endure it. This deadly survival battle. What is your Mangekyo Sharingan pupil technique? Uzumaki Mizuki asked. Control metal. There are also strengthening metals. Uchiha Fugaku didn't hide either. Which Uchiha Shin's ability is it? Uzumaki Mizuki remembered the most useless Mangekyo in Boruto. It seems that when the Uchiha letter was obtained, Mangekyo's ability was weakened a lot, just like when Danzo used it. The effect is simply not comparable to Shisui's. Although it seems that they are not so hanging, these 2 abilities are actually very powerful. Magneto is nothing more than that. This is the cell of first Hokage. It has a special effect on the Uchiha clan, and can reduce the burden brought by Mangekyo, or even completely eliminate it. Uzumaki Mizuki opened the king's treasure house, reached in, and took out a bottle of first-generation cells that he got from Danzo. After this thing, Uzumaki Mizuki took a few more, and they don't need money anyway. And the mana value given by this thing is quite high, with thousands of points. Advertisement. But after the second bottle, it will be halved directly, and then halved again. So Uzumaki Mizuki didn't keep this thing all the time. Uchiha Fugaku looked at the white flocks floating in the green solution on his desk. He felt a little hot in his body. Mangekyo Sharingan's ability, in fact, he has not used it much. Because in Konoha, there are very few fights, basically he can finish the opponent without Mangekyo. But even so, he is also very clear, if he can use the Mangekyo pupil technique without restriction, how much his strength will increase. This thing is risky. If you can persevere and not be called by this cell, you can get the effect I said, and the amount of chakra will also be greatly increased. But the consequence of not persevering is that the whole person becomes a log and dies directly. The thing is given to you, whether you want to use it or not depends on your own choice. Uzumaki Mizuki explained the situation directly. There's a lot of risk in this stuff. It is different from the stable first-generation cells developed by Orochimaru and Do in the later period. This is basically the original version. Danzo's scientific research staff, and Orochimaru's gap is still a bit big. Ordinary people of the Uchiha clan should not be able to withstand this force. But with Mangekyo turned on, the survival rate should be higher. Many thanks. Uchiha Fugaku naturally chose to take down this first-generation cell. With one more whole card, now he feels that he can relax a little bit. Konoha should be in chaos soon. I hope Uchiha can stand up when I set off the horn of counterattack. Uzumaki Mizuki said finally. He didn't say a word about Itachi. Always be on guard. Uchiha will lead the way and follow in your footsteps. Uchiha Fugaku stood up and responded very seriously. He will never miss this life-saving straw. 41. Surprise Sarutobi Hiruzen. More than a month has passed. The rumors in the village did not stop, but became more and more noisy. The patriarchs of many big families felt that something was wrong. This kind of thing has not never happened before, but it was basically suppressed immediately. But now, it seems like no one manages it at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen's popularity has almost dropped to the lowest point since he took office. The things that are exposed now are the persecution of the Senju family and the persecution of the Uchiha family. One of the 3, Senju Tsunade, was secretly forced away. Knowing that Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, was doing human experiments, he let the other party escape when he was captured. The fault of the envoy of the Kingdom of Thunder forced the head of the Hyuga clan to die, and finally had to be replaced by his brother. All kinds of lace news are everywhere. Many ordinary ninjas couldn't believe that such a thing existed. It's well painted on the bright side. The largest landlord was cut off, and the benefits that were distributed blocked the mouths of those big families. On the ordinary civilian side, the so-called promotion channel was given, and then Minato, who was born as a civilian, was appointed as Hokage, so that the civilians also felt hopeful. So everyone thought that Konoha was the best in Ninja Village. But I didn't expect that there was so much blood hidden in the audience. As a good friend of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Danzo did it right this time. It made Sarutobi Hiruzen suspicious everywhere, and he already suspected Danzo. He started to send people to check the people around him. Hope it's not you. Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen's bong was pinched and broken. The gossip hasn't stopped these days, seriously affected his overall control over Konoha. This is something he cannot tolerate. Konoha can't be messed up now. Advertisement. As for Uzumaki Mizuki, he began to practice openly. When I got to the base, I started to practice ninjutsu. Mainly wind style, followed by fire style. However, the mana value consumed by releasing the escape technique is not as labor-saving as using the skylock. But practicing these is mainly to improve your magic power. The body of the Uzumaki family is not covered, and now his 8-year-old body alone provides more than 1,000 magic points, and it is still improving slowly. By Naruto's normal standards of 12 years old, there are about 20,000 to 30,000 points of chakra. Uzumaki Mizuki template open black lens bracket Gilgamesh close black lens bracket strength, 190. Stamina, 160 mental power, 243 HP value, 1860 magic value, 2,430 points. Skylock plus 3,000 points, 100 million, magic value 1,000, chakra, 1120, Tears of the Goddess, 7,500, Mangekyo Sharingan, One Piece, Uchiha Shisui, 2,000, Ninjutsu Collection, 2,000, Ninja Tool open black lens bracket 2,000 close black lens bracket first generation cells 3 open black lens bracket 1750 close black lens bracket. Equipment. Skylock, Tears of the Goddess, Kohler's Dagger, Talisman of Breaking All Commandments, Mangekyo Sharingan, One Piece. The magic value of 22,800, this figure reaches 50,000, should be enough to attack Konoha. Now the method that can increase quickly is money, and then there are special props, such as white eyes, or the sealed book. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at his attributes and thought he wanted to solve the battle quickly. Magic value is still very important. Now in terms of physical fitness, basically a person can be regarded as 19 times that of an ordinary adult man. But this strength is not enough to deal with some masters of physical arts, and it is difficult to achieve a certain level in this aspect without hard training. Now the way to improve strength is Krypton Gold is the fastest. Danzo didn't have anything of value in his hands. Ninjutsu or something, counted as knowledge wealth, does not give much magic power. But if you get the sealed book, you can get at least 10,000 magic points. Danzo basically doesn't have many forbidden techniques in his hands. But luckily, Danzo has basically all the sealing techniques of the Uzumaki family in his hand, which is a little bit useful for Uzumaki Mizuki, and the bloodline bonus. Advertisement. Unless the Uchiha family, it should be difficult to win over other families, and it is easy to be backstabbed. Uchiha has no way to survive, otherwise he wouldn't fight with me. Suddenly Hiroto is too troublesome, and Shisui Mangekyo's cooldown is still so long. It seems that we still need to find some other way to become stronger. After Uzumaki Mizuki practiced, he sat under the tree and watched the changes in the system, analyzing in his heart. Here in Gen, Uzumaki Mizuki is safe, because every member of Gen has been cursed by Danzo. Basically these people no longer belong to Konoha, but belong to Danzo alone. Sarutobi Hiruzen also thought he could control Danzo well, so he let him do it. But he didn't expect that after Shisui died, the memory would be rewritten. Let's steal the sealed book first, and show up to discuss Sarutobi Hiruzen. If you have the opportunity to kill him directly, then you don't have to show mercy. Uzumaki Mizuki decides what to do next. Now he has quite a lot of points in his pocket. Because he made Danzo sign a pact of allegiance, along with Root's pledge of submission. The increased points are much less than the Uchiha family. But including Danzo's 50,000 points, the total is less than 80,000 points. The number of people is too small, and there is no territory. The quality is also average, and a batch was killed by Uzumaki Mizuki. Danzo is too poor. Although he still has the title of the patriarch of the Shimura clan, it is not suitable to expose Danzo now. When the full-scale battle begins, just go to war while collecting wealth. Let Danzo give me a chance to surprise Sarutobi Hiruzen a bit. Uzumaki Mizuki decided to test it out first. See if you can kill Sarutobi Hiruzen straight away. This game has only just begun. He won't let these people go so easily. 42. Get the sealed book, at night, Hokage building. Why would he do that? Sarutobi Hiruzen was puzzled. He's found evidence that it's Danzo who's spreading rumors in the village. The method is too familiar, he couldn't figure it out all the time, and Anbu never thought it would be Root. But all too familiar, he couldn't help asking someone to investigate. It turned out that it was Gen's handwriting. Surely nothing to do with Uchiha, Hyuga? What kind of threat is there to a family that doesn't have any ambitions anymore? Ino Shikacho, or another family. Sarutobi Hiruzen was in a bad mood. He felt that the only possibility for Danzo to do this kind of thing was to keep an eye on his Hokage position. There is no other reason, but in doing so, Danzo has no chance of taking Hokage's position. Unless someone supports him. It is said that civilians are an important part of the village, but the position of Hokage still needs the support of a big family. He was able to stabilize the situation at the beginning, except that the Senju clan recognized second Hokage's order. There are also the support of the Ino Shikacho families. Otherwise, the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan would not have let a person without any prestige take the position of Hokage so easily. Call. Spit out a mouthful of thick smoke. Sarutobi Hiruzen was extremely uncomfortable. Because this person is Danzo, obviously the most obedient dog in his hands. Although there was a possibility of backlash against him, he didn't expect that the other party didn't even want a bowl for dinner. Now he can't find anyone behind Danzo, and it's hard to fight together. He doesn't have the guts of Mizukage to engage in the routine of the village of blood shadows in Konoha. Konoha is also not as easy to manipulate as Kirigakure. But he didn't have time to sigh for a while. The sudden message startled him. Something happened to the sealed book. Is the sealed book inside? Advertisement. Danzo stands beside Uzumaki Mizuki and guides Uzumaki Mizuki. Yes, master. The sealed book is on the 3rd floor, and there are 5 Anbu who are constantly guarding it, and there is also an enchantment protection. There are about 10 Anbu below watching around, in case someone will come in. Danzo replied. This Danzo is just a shadow clone. He has other things to do. To snatch the sealed book, Uzumaki Mizuki didn't think it was that difficult. Okay, let's go, start working in 3 minutes. Uzumaki Mizuki nodded, and ordered to Danzo. Danzo's mission here is to assassinate Sarutobi Hiruzen. During this period of time, a group of roots whose faces have been destroyed have been found. These people have no information in Konoha's ninja records. It's like someone who doesn't exist. The root people are all completely obeying Danzo's orders, and they don't have any feeling for Konoha, the will of fire and so on. Let them do whatever they want. Dry Hokage is the same. Yes. Danzo obeys Uzumaki Mizuki's order unconditionally. After agreeing, I directly contacted Shadow Clone and disappeared in smoke. Then, let's start the game. Bump. Uzumaki Mizuki flexed his neck. After confirming his physical condition, he directly used the transformation technique to become Gilgamesh again. Then, use the jump knife directly to teleport and appear on the roof of the building not far from the Hokage building. Boom. A huge skylock pierced through the roof directly. Uzumaki Mizuki slowly fell from the entrance of the cave, stepping on the skylock. On the way down, Anbu, who was in charge of guarding, rushed forward without hesitation. But it was bound by the lock of the sky in an instant. Some kunai shurikens that flew over were also knocked away by the skylock that appeared around Uzumaki Mizuki. Illusion Sharingan. Skylock only caught 2 Anbu. There are 3 more moving quickly in the room, looking for opportunities. Advertisement. But Uzumaki Mizuki didn't give them this chance, and directly used Shisui's Sharingan, using illusion. 200 magic points per person, instantly lost combat effectiveness. The effect is very good, but it's a little feeble. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at his own magic power, which was almost 1,000 points of magic power consumed. If you feel chaotic, the skylock is more suitable. Ka. What? Uzumaki Mizuki jumped from the skylock and landed on the floor. At the same time, he controlled the lock of the sky and pinched off the hands and feet of these Anbu. Not killing them is not because of soft-heartedness, but if these Anbu are injured, Konoha will have to spend more energy to take care of them. At that time, I will be able to face fewer enemies and cause them some trouble. This is it. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't know Naruto was able to steal it back then, and I wouldn't believe it even if I killed him. Looking at the densely packed seals on the ground, and the placement pattern that looks like an altar, Uzumaki Mizuki can clearly perceive that there are a lot of chakra here. If you touch it casually, you will be injured by bullets. And the operator will be notified. But Uzumaki Mizuki very calmly took out the talisman of breaking the commandments of all things. Pick up this fancy dagger and push it forward gently. The barrier is broken. Uzumaki Mizuki took this thing and put it on the sealed book. Sure enough, there was still a seal on it, and Uzumaki Mizuki felt that the talisman that broke the commandments of all things was working. Tried several times after that, no response. Only then did Uzumaki Mizuki put the sealed book in the king's treasury. Acquire the treasure sealed book. Provides the fusion of effects and ninjutsu collection. 43. Feeling backstabbed anytime. 13,000 points of magic power, good guy, a bit powerful. Uzumaki Mizuki couldn't help but be surprised when he saw the increase in his magic power. This thing seems to have a lot of good things. Compared with the ninjutsu scroll given by Danzo, it is much more valuable. Magic value. 2,430 points, Skylock plus 3,000 points, 100 million, magic value 1,000, Chakra, 1120, Tears of the Goddess, 7,500, Mangekyo Sharingan, 1 piece, Uchiha Shisui, 2,000, Ninjutsu Collection, 13,000, Ninja Tool Open Black Lens Bracket 2,000 Close Black Lens Bracket. Good guy, directly broke through 30,000. Uzumaki Mizuki felt like he could puff up a bit. But there was no time for him to think too much, Anbu downstairs had all rushed up. Uzumaki Mizuki was not polite here. Dozens of skylocks rushed out instantly, and directly confronted the ninjas who had already surrounded the wall. There are many valuable things in this building, and Uzumaki Mizuki is going to take them away. However, there is quite a lot of noise here. Many ninjas nearby have discovered it, but this is an area where casual approaching is prohibited. So the ones rushing over are basically Anbu, it's him. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen in the Hokage building took out his crystal ball, used the telescope technique, and looked at the building where the sealed book was placed. Spotted the guy who was fighting a dozen Anbus. That golden hair, and the armor that looks elegant and luxurious. And the golden chains that keep coming out from behind him. This is the enemy he has been looking for recently. Now it's finally here. Damn it, the sealed book was taken away so quickly. How did he break such a powerful barrier so quickly? Sealing techniques. Sarutobi Hiruzen took one last look, and at the same time changed into the battle armor he used in battle. He's going to do it himself this time. This time he wants to prove to the people in the village that he, Hokage, is not the kind of guy who just stands back and watches. But he had just jumped out of the Hokage building and was ambushed on the way. Dozens of detonators exploded together. The blast shook the entire Konoha. That direction is Hokage Rock, the Hokage building? Uchiha Fugaku was startled at home, jumped directly onto the roof, and turned on Sharingan to observe. He thought about it, but he still had to do some superficial work. Keep an eye on the child at home, I'll go out for a while. Advertisement: he was going to take people over to have a look and show his existence. At the same time, to see if there is anything that can help this righteous man, he thinks it is very likely that the Uzumaki family did it. This sudden attack caught Sarutobi Hiruzen by surprise. The entire right arm was burned. It's all right, Hokage-sama. I'm here to treat you. Sarutobi Hiruzen was dispatched, naturally followed by Anbu. Anbu was with him just now, and was affected by the explosion, and 5 of them died. At this time, the other Anbu surrounded Sarutobi Hiruzen in the middle. The medical ninja in Anbu hurried forward to treat Sarutobi Hiruzen's arm. Arrange detonating symbols in this kind of place. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't believe it was the person he guessed. After all, he wouldn't believe that it wasn't someone inside Konoha who could not arrange such a detonating talisman in such a place. Whoosh whoosh. But before Sarutobi Hiruzen's arm was healed, more than a dozen people flew out of the surrounding area again, bursting with pain. Anbu, who surrounded Sarutobi Hiruzen, also immediately dispatched, using escapism or kunai to directly change the direction of detonating kunai. Then the two sides fought directly, but the attacking side was obviously suppressed by Anbu. Danzo sent 12 men this time, not many, but they were all dead soldiers. Knowing that he was going to lose, he detonated the detonating charm on himself without hesitation, and died together with Anbu. Wind-style hurricane technique. Sarutobi Hiruzen's arm was quickly healed. It was just a simple burn, and it quickly recovered with the healing technique. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen did it himself. There are many people on Anbu's side, and they are all rushing towards the direction where the sealed book is placed. The most important thing is that Anbu participated in the battle, and ordinary ninjas did not come. The only one who can freely enter and exit this area is Jonin. Ordinary ninjas dare not approach casually. The powerful wind style instantly sent the 3 ninjas flying. But then, there was a huge roar. The flesh and blood blasted to pieces by the detonating talisman fell directly on Sarutobi Hiruzen's face. Advertisement: get rid of them, don't leave them alive. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was very cold. This time I was really angry. After saying this, he rushed directly towards the building where the sealed book was placed. The surrounding Anbu immediately fought with Danzo's dead soldiers. Priority to rescue pregnant women and children, followed by the elderly and women. Retreat this way, don't panic. On Uchiha Fugaku's side, disaster relief began. Although the villagers don't trust Uchiha very much, after all, it is the law enforcement department for so many years. At this time, everyone still chooses to believe in Uchiha. I can't let the helper go, it's better to lighten the burden on the Uzumaki clan. Uchiha Fugaku's side stood on the street near the Hokage building and decided to help. He then followed the Ino Shikacho trio. Ino Shikacho 3, I was a little flustered when I saw Uchiha Fugaku. Everyone knows it. The positions of the two sides are different. Although there is no hatred, but it is not possible to act together. And they feel like being stabbed in the back at any time. Clan Chief Fugaku, don't you need to maintain the stability of the scene? Nara couldn't help asking for a long time. During the Nine Tails Rebellion, I was stopped by Hokage's assistant Danzo, and when my son escaped last time, I was stopped by Danzo again. This time I want to prove that Uchiha is absolutely loyal to Konoha, so I hope to act together with the 3 to prove that I am acting to protect the village. Uchiha Fugaku started to play tricks. Hearing this, the 3 of them felt uncomfortable all over. The speed of support was instantly delayed. 44. Is this the high-end game? Earth-style Earth Flow River. After Sarutobi Hiruzen rushed to the place, he saw Anbu fell to the ground. Basically all alive. But the hands and feet were pinched and broken by the lock of the sky. Seeing this scene, he couldn't help burning with anger. So I used Earth style when I came up, preparing to change the terrain and restrict the opponent's movement. It's finally here. When Uzumaki Mizuki saw Sarutobi Hiruzen appear, his heart was very peaceful. Although Danzo was asked to assassinate Sarutobi Hiruzen, he knew the possibility was very low. And he didn't let Danzo use all his strength to attack, he just sent the dead warrior to disgust Sarutobi Hiruzen. See it like a waterfall, flowing down the ground to your own Earth style. Uzumaki Mizuki jumped lightly and directly stepped on the skylock that appeared from a height of about 5 meters. Easily escaped the attack of Tuliu Dahe, wind-style cyclone. But Sarutobi Hiruzen's anger overwhelmed his reason at this time. For so many days, he has been restless. This is the person in front of me. At the same time, Danzo's betrayal made him extremely angry. Moreover, he felt that the two parties seemed to be hooked up. This is the most unacceptable point for him. A whirlwind with a height of nearly 10 meters appeared, producing a strong suction. It even sucked in some Anbu who couldn't move around. Boom. Boom boom boom. As for Uzumaki Mizuki, he directly used the 20 in one huge skylock. Used 3 shots at once. The huge skylock broke up the cyclone in an instant. The skylock inserted into the ground from the air directly interfered with the rotation of the airflow, like a vortex in the water, directly hitting an indestructible Rui golden cudgel. The other 2 skylocks attacked Sarutobi Hiruzen directly. Earth-style earth flow wall. Sarutobi Hiruzen only used 2 seals to release a huge mudflow wall nearly 2 meters thick. But this thing doesn't have much effect on the skylock. Advertisement: the hardness is too bad, and it cannot be compared with the skylock at all. It was instantly shattered by the 2 skylocks, but also lost the figure of Sarutobi Hiruzen. This way, still, Uzumaki Mizuki's perception isn't weak. I don't know if this ability is due to the daily task training usually given by the system, or the system of the Uzumaki family, or the aptitude of Daddy Cheap. Boom. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who appeared at the foot of Uzumaki Mizuki. He patted the armor on his arm with his right hand, and directly summoned a Fuma Shuriken. The armguard of the right hand was directly broken in the ambush of the detonating talisman just now, and now only the left hand can be used. Then throw it directly at Uzumaki Mizuki, who is standing on the skylock, and at the same time use the Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. In an instant, the Fuma Shuriken turned into dozens of shots, almost covering the range that ordinary ninjas can move. The lock of the sky. Uzumaki Mizuki swung his right hand down. Dozens of skylocks rushed out of the king's treasure house. He slammed into those Fengmo shurikens fiercely. Uzumaki Mizuki stepped on the ever-extending skylock and left the collision range. Fire-style Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. But Sarutobi Hiruzen's attack did not stop. With a Fire Dragon, it rushed directly after Uzumaki Mizuki. Is this the high-end game? The oppressive force is completely different from facing ordinary ninjas. Uzumaki Mizuki continued to control the skylock and knock the dragon apart. Against ordinary Anbu, skylock is almost invincible, except for a few ninjas with strong physical skills and fast evasion. The others basically lose their fighting power when they are touched by the skylock. But on Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, although he is several decades old, his reaction speed and movement speed are extremely fast. Coupled with the powerful ninjutsu that is almost always 2 or 3 seals, Uzumaki Mizuki can hardly do anything to Sarutobi Hiruzen just relying on the skylock. Sarutobi Hiruzen uses escapism almost non-stop, because he couldn't get close to Uzumaki Mizuki, and Uzumaki Mizuki didn't want to play melee with the old man. Knowing that it is his own weakness, Uzumaki Mizuki will not go to the iron. Lightning Water Dragon Bomb. Advertisement: Sarutobi Hiruzen performed compound ninjutsu. A water dragon bomb with a cloth edge dancing with electric arcs rushed directly towards Uzumaki Mizuki. Being good at 5 attributes, and the shape changes and nature transformation of 5 attributes, really amazing. On Uzumaki Mizuki's side, he felt that his skylock was not so strong before this ninjutsu. Dozens of fused skylocks, like golden dragons, rushed towards this lightning water dragon bomb vividly. This lightning water dragon bomb was easily pierced by the skylock. What? But soon, Uzumaki and Mizuki startled, because he saw the lightning water dragon bomb that should have been pierced by the skylock actually divided into 4 small lightning water dragon bombs, moving in a claw-shaped arc, rushing towards him. Uzumaki Mizuki can only release 4 more skylocks and collide with these 4 scattered lightning water dragon bombs. Finally found your flaw. But this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen jumped up and appeared behind Uzumaki Mizuki. The hands have already started to seal. The distance between the 2 sides was less than 3 meters. Sarutobi Hiruzen prepares this move, sending Uzumaki Mizuki straight away. He found Layton, which works best against Uzumaki Mizuki. The other party's adamantine sealing chains do not seem to isolate lightning. I found your flaw, illusion Sharingan. Uzumaki Mizuki smiled. There was no panic like Sarutobi Hiruzen expected. Behind Uzumaki Mizuki, the passage to the king's treasury appeared. A Sharingan, appearing directly next to Uzumaki Mizuki's shoulder. Then spin straight away. The lightning style, which was just 1 print away, stopped immediately. The whole person fell down feebly, and around his body, the passage of the king's treasure house appeared directly, and more than a dozen skylocks were directly tied to Sarutobi Hiruzen's body. Boom. This Sarutobi Hiruzen is just a shadow clone. 45. Let Hokage pretend Uzumaki Mizuki was a little surprised to see that what he had dealt with for so long was just a shadow clone. The old silver coin, that is, the old silver coin, with such a strong perception ability, was actually concealed by the other party. It seems that when I was using Tuliyubi, I used shadow clone, but I didn't see it at all. Unexpectedly, the Uzumaki clan still has people with your strength alive. On Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, slowly emerged from the quagmire created by the mudflow taiga released at the beginning. Like a person made of clay, he soon took the form of Sarutobi Hiruzen. His face was very cautious. The shadow clone that was separated just now, but half of his chakra was separated. Originally, he thought he had a chance to win, but the opponent's combat experience was really mediocre. But unexpectedly, the other party actually has Sharingan? All of a sudden, it made him feel a little headache. What is the origin of the other party? Your kindness to the Uzumaki clan, I will repay you well. Uzumaki Mizuki stood on the skylock, standing in the air, looking down at Sarutobi Hiruzen below. This kind of enemy is really difficult to deal with. The attack power of the opponent is completely different from that of ordinary ninjas. It is estimated that a skylock cannot withstand more than 2 ninjutsu, and if it exceeds it, it should shatter. However, if this thing is broken, it will not do any harm to the skylock, but the effect will be greatly reduced. If it's just me, it's really difficult to deal with you. But, this is Konoha, Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a very cold face. As soon as the words are finished, a dozen Anbu jumped out of the surrounding immediately. At the same time, there were Hyuga Heishi, Aburame Jawei, Inazuka Claw, Ino Shikacho 3 patriarchs, and dozens of ordinary ninjas. In an instant, a large number of ninjas gathered here. All of them stared at Uzumaki Mizuki in midair with sharp eyes. Including, about a kilometer away, Uchiha Fugaku watched by the 2 Anbu. He also stands on top of a tree and uses Sharingan to watch the battle. The matter of approaching the battlefield was finally stopped. Jishi, it's Danzo who does it, he is accompanied by Uchiha Fugaku. Is that the trump card of the Uzumaki clan? Advertisement. But now surrounded by so many ninjas, is there any possibility of escaping? Uchiha Fugaku was a little anxious. Glancing at Danzo next to him, he couldn't help but want to kill this guy. But in the end, he held back, and doing it now will only cause a big battle between the 2 sides, and Uchiha can't see victory at all. Now he can only hope that the other party can escape. This way there is no need for contradictions. He never thought that the opponent could win. So many people looked at me, I was a little scared. Uzumaki Mizuki said this with a deadpan face. If you surrender, I can spare your life. The blood of the Uzumaki family is not much now. On Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, he started pretending to be a nice guy. The other ninjas around did not move before Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke. Let your own Hokage pretend to be a wave of B. This game has just begun, how could it end so quickly? After you served as Hokage, Konoha's strength became worse day by day, and he could only be beaten passively. External obedience, internal heavy blows, killing the Senju clan, persecuting Uchiha, suppressing Hyuga. Uzumaki Mizuki wasn't afraid. Instead, he opened his mouth to explain Sarutobi Hiruzen's fault. The big brothers below, upon hearing this, their faces changed somewhat. The ugliest one is naturally Hyuga Heishi, he is the party involved and still present. Uchiha Fugaku is far away, so it's very impressive. Can't wait to go up and scold a few words. Kill him. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face immediately turned cold, he didn't mean to argue. This time, it was about his most uncomfortable place. Heart-to-heart technique. The first to do it was Yamanaka Hai. Unleash your family ninjutsu directly at Uzumaki Mizuki in midair. Advertisement, okay. But soon, Yamanaka was startled. He felt his ninjutsu obviously hit the opponent. But it doesn't work at all. Being my enemy is the biggest wrong choice you have made in this life. Uzumaki Mizuki spoke, but the people below didn't care so much. Get started right away. 8 trigrams air palm. It may be his younger brother's future father-in-law who took the lead. It seems that he wants to show Sarutobi Hiruzen that he is still loyal. Shadow binding. On Naruto's side, he also uses his family's secret ninjutsu. Other ninjas such as Anbu began to throw kunai and shurikens, and many of them released ninjutsu. All of a sudden, Uzumaki Mizuki became a big boss existence and was besieged by everyone. The golden light instantly illuminated the faces of those present looking up at Uzumaki Mizuki. The dense locks of the sky fell like a torrential rain. All kinds of attacks were instantly swallowed by the lock of the sky, and none of them could get close to Uzumaki Mizuki. Everyone was taken aback by this powerful attack. Boom! The skylock hit the ground straight. The soil on the ground was directly overturned. A black shadow rushed directly towards Uzumaki Mizuki along the skylock. Failed. Nara, who was still pinching his seal in midair, expressed the same surprise as Yamanaka. Let you all experience the true power of the skylock. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at his mana, then he spoke confidently. 46. Hope to lock the gods. Stop him, don't let him use this technique. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and ordered directly. At the same time, he himself released a dragonfire technique to interfere with Uzumaki Mizuki in midair. Air-to-air means have always been relatively lacking. Few of the ninjas present had such power. Expansion jutsu. Akamichi Dingza's body swelled directly, and his whole body became nearly 20 times bigger in an instant. Almost at eye level with Uzumaki Mizuki. Then he slapped directly and attacked Uzumaki Mizuki. Buzz. However, around his limbs, a golden halo appeared. The skylock, about the thickness of an adult's thigh, rushed out of the king's treasure house. If you use an ordinary skylock, I'm afraid it will be torn off by him directly. But when Uzumaki Mizuki released the skylock to control Akamichi Dingza, the attacks of those ninjas did not stop. Uzumaki Mizuki directly stepped on the skylock, like a swimming dragon, avoiding the attack below. Fall. But Uzumaki Mizuki will not be the kind of character who is always dodging beatings. With a sharp wave of his right hand, the sky was once again illuminated with golden light. The densely packed passages of the king's treasure house have been opened. Spread. Naraluju shouted directly. At the same time, he tried to find a way to untie the chains on his good friend Akamichi Dingza. But found no effect. Through Yamanaka Hai's Tongshin technique, they knew that the chakra on Akamichi Dingza was being absorbed by this chain. It felt like the chain that could have been torn off, but was unmoved at this time. Truth is within range of firepower, Uzumaki Mizuki spoke suddenly. This time, what was shot from the king's treasure house was no longer the skylock. It's a ninja. Detonate kunai, wind demon shuriken. There are also various knives and other weapons. It was densely packed and rushed to the ground in an instant. About 100 detonators exploded. The huge impact caused many ninjas present to feel tinnitus. This destructive power is not inferior to an ordinary tailed beast bomb. None of the surrounding houses or trees survived. Advertisement in this attack, more than a dozen people fell directly. What the hell is that spell? Sarutobi Hiruzen felt something was wrong. The jutsu that exudes golden light does not seem to be the ninjutsu of the Uzumaki clan. Only the skylocks appeared before, which he believed to be the secretary of the Uzumaki clan, adamantine sealing chains. But now it seems that this is not at all summoning technique. Come out, Ape Demon King. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt that he could not be careless. More than a dozen ninjas were injured, and death could not continue. Boom. Is it troublesome again? The Ape Demon King came out and greeted him very skillfully. Very troublesome. Become a Vajra wishful stick, Ape Demon King. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a solemn face. Looking up at the sky, there has been no man who has fought directly since he appeared. He felt that he hadn't figured out the opponent's cards at all. The other party looked indifferent, and it seemed that he was far more confident than himself. Transform. Boom. Come on, Sarutobi. The Ape Demon King didn't hesitate, and directly turned into a stick, standing on the ground. At the same time, Akamichi Dingza, unable to withstand the attack of the detonating talisman, lifted the expansion jutsu without hesitation. It suddenly became smaller, and the skylock was loosened immediately. Before the skylock was about to catch him, Nara used the shadow restraint technique to pull him back. The firepower is too little, and it can't be suppressed for long. Uzumaki Mizuki said helplessly, feeling that the king's treasure house that he had almost completely emptied at once. Danzo doesn't have much in stock, after all, it can be used by less than 100 people. And detonators are expensive. There are only some ordinary ninja tools that can barely be recovered with the lock of the sky. The counterattack is about to begin. Then I'm going to start doing it too. Don't blame me for dying from this trick. Uzumaki Mizuki saw the following, and many ninjas began to form seals. Many people have started to give themselves buff, ready to do it. He didn't hesitate anymore. Boom. The magic circuits all over his body directly erupted with a strong impact. Advertisement. Boom. In an instant, there was a strong wave on the ground. Starting from Uzumaki Mizuki's feet, a golden impact spread directly towards the surroundings instantly. The impact directly knocked away the gravel on the ground, and the ground instantly became smooth and clean. This is... Hyuga Heishi was taken aback. With his white eyes, he saw a piece around him, completely covered by this golden light. An area of nearly 500 square meters was covered by this golden light. Back away. Hyuga Heishi saw the golden ripples where the chains appeared, appearing in large numbers on the ground. After giving the warning, he started running without hesitation. The same goes for other ninjas around, although I don't know what it is, but this kind of battle. They panic. It is the breath of the stars that has awakened. Uzumaki Mizuki began to say the release spell. Extended, Vajra Rui stick. Sarutobi Hiruzen made a move at this time. He felt that releasing ninjutsu at this time was useless at all. Then you can only force the opponent out of this area, and let the opponent's technique fail. The Vajra wish-fulfilling rod was extended in an instant, reaching almost instantly, and it was about to hit Uzumaki Mizuki. I will walk side by side with human beings, so, people of the world, I hope to lock up the gods. But Uzumaki Mizuki's release spell was also finished. The whole person's body directly turned into a golden light, so dazzling that the people below could hardly see the situation in the sky clearly. Boom. In an instant, densely packed skylocks protruded from the ground. The Vajra wishful stick hit the skylock directly and stopped immediately. These heavenly locks are automatically fused one by one, turning into thicker and bigger skylocks. In the end, it turned into skylocks about 1 meter thick. The skylock that rushed to the sky turned around directly and rushed towards the people on the surrounding ground. Is this a miracle? Uchiha Fugaku, who was outside the attack range, watched this scene dumbfounded. That night, the entire Konoha saw the golden light that almost illuminated the night sky. Then, the ground of the village jumped again. 47. Danzo is actually one of his own, be steady. I don't know how many people died, but if I beat Naruto to death, I would be a little embarrassed. However, this trick really consumes magic power. Uzumaki Mizuki leaves the field. Looking at the glowing red mushroom cloud near the Hokage building feels good. The reason for running away directly is that the mana value is not enough. There are only about 5,000 magic points left. The trick just now consumed tens of thousands of mana points. However, what consumes the most is the previous battle, and afterward resisting various attacks. The manipulation of the treasure is still a little bit worse. Then you can only use the quantity to pile up, and the consumption of mana will be more. If you can point more detonating symbols, you can also kill many people. Who is it? On Uchiha Fugaku's side, someone came over. The angry mushroom cloud just now scared him. At this time, he suddenly used Sharingan and saw someone coming, which made him very alert. Could it be that Danzo is preparing to kill him directly here? So you called someone over? Now is the right time? The village was attacked, and the situation of a large number of high-level officials is unknown. It doesn't seem to be a big problem if he dies alone. But the figure that appeared shocked him. It's the guy who attacked Hokage just now. I'll leave it to you to handle it. Uzumaki Mizuki appeared here because it was the agreed retreat direction. And when he came over, he also confirmed that Danzo and others were here. But unexpectedly, Uchiha Fugaku is also here. He didn't want to tell him about Danzo, but when it happened, he couldn't say much. Yes. Danzo took the order decisively. Then he greeted his subordinates and began to disperse, looking like he was looking for the murderer. Advertisement. Wait for the signal. The next time the golden light shines on Konoha, it's the time to do it. Uzumaki Mizuki, in the form of Gilgamesh, said to Uchiha Fugaku. Uchiha will definitely live up to expectations. Uchiha Fugaku was startled here. I don't know why Danzo would do such a thing, but he joined forces with the Uzumaki clan. The heart is very complicated, but he also knows that this is not the time to ask more questions. Danzo actually became one of his own, and Uchiha Fugaku felt that this time he was stable. Found a great partner, whether it is now or in the future. The Uzumaki family can believe it. Uzumaki Mizuki nodded, and then started moving again with the cool jump knife. Konoha is very confused now. The impact of the star's breath of the skylock just now frightened many people. When he got home, Uzumaki Mizuki found no one at home. There is also no Anbu surveillance around. Finally, I found a message left by Shadow Clone, which was written in non-mainstream Martian Chinese characters. Said to go for refuge. Defeat Inuzuka Claw, earn 10,000 points. Defeat Akamichi Dingza, get 30,000 points. Defeat Yamanaka Haichi, get 30,000 points. Defeat. Knowing that Naruto was fine, Uzumaki Mizuki turned on the system and looked. They are all points given by defeating famous people. Just like the experience value of killing monsters in the game, a large area was densely collected. However, Uzumaki Mizuki did not find Sarutobi Hiruzen's name, as well as Hyuga Heishi, and Nara Shikahisa. Chunin did the most, followed by Jonin. About 120,000, plus the previous 150,000, a fraction of 270,000 points. It's still fast to get the points for fighting, just relying on daily tasks. It's hard to get a handful of points for A-level treasures in this life. Seeing the number of points, Uzumaki Mizuki felt very comfortable. This time the risk is not too great. Advertisement. All attention is drawn to the Hokage building. Coupled with Danzo's support, running is relatively simple. At first, I thought about running for a while, and then looking for a chance to disappear with a jumping knife. I don't know if Bai Yan saw something. I probably won't say it. Uzumaki Mizuki suddenly thought that Hyuga Heishi has no information about being defeated, so he should keep fighting and keep his eyes open. But he didn't care too much. At most it revealed that Uchiha Fugaku and Danzo had something to do with the people who attacked the Hokage building. He only became himself when he was close to home. However, Uzumaki Mizuki thinks Hyuga Heishi will not speak. Because tomorrow, there are more surprises waiting for Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hyuga Heishi is soft-tempered, and if he knows that Danzo is involved, he will hold back for a few days, check the situation, and then make a decision. Mostly, giving away Danzo and Uchiha Fugaku won't do the Hyuga clan any favors. As Uzumaki Mizuki said, the Hyuga clan is also suppressed. Senju, Uchiha, Hyuga. Konoha's three largest families. The prophets are all small families, and the Hyuga family has not taken advantage of the Senju family's interests for so long. In addition to killing his younger brother, Hyuga Heishi naturally doesn't have a good impression of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Let's solve it within 2 months, and the stable development will not give a chance. Then I can only raise the king's flag and start to expand my kingly way. Uzumaki Mizuki looked out the window, the village full of lights. There is no guilt in my heart. What you get in return for giving your life is to treat your children like this. If you are cheap and your parents are still there, the father may not be sure, the mother will definitely destroy Konoha. Well, let him do it. 48. Danzo hands-on. After Konoha panicked overnight, she found that things were not as bad as the last Nine Tails riot. So soon they all went home. Uzumaki Mizuki also successfully released Shadow Clone, and then started a peaceful life. No one would have thought that such a thing would be done by an ordinary child. Kakashi did not go to the war, but was trying his best to keep an eye on the two children to avoid accidents. After all, Jinchuriki's priority is second only to Hokage, so nothing can happen. However, he found that Uzumaki Mizuki was very calm. And Naruto is much flustered, like a normal kid, but he wouldn't think that it was Uzumaki Mizuki who did it. Konoha Anbu suffered heavy losses. Akamichi Choza directly broke an arm. Yamanaka Hayi was seriously injured and is being rescued. Inuzuka Claw is also being rescued. These are all lucky. At the critical moment, there was a secret technique of his own family, and it exploded, and he survived. Common Anbu, basically not much survived. Konoha's Hokage building collapsed in the immediate aftermath. On Hyuga Hiyashi's side, because of his white eyes, he could see all the attacks clearly. Dodged the direct impact of the Skylock, however, the impact was directly blocked by him using Revolving Heaven. Last night, he kept spinning, but he didn't close his eyes. Danzo, Uchiha, and Hokage, the Hyuga clan can't get involved. Stable. The Hyuga clan can have an accident, maintaining the status quo is the best choice. Hyuga Heishi, sure enough, saw the meeting between Uzumaki Mizuki, Danzo and Uchiha Fugaku. He didn't know exactly what the relationship between the parties was. But it has nothing to do with his Hyuga clan. Facing the enemy head-on, the Hyuga clan is coming. What happens after that has nothing to do with Hyuga. On Uchiha Fugaku's side, the situation in the village was stabilized. Anbu suffered heavy losses, although he mobilized many ordinary ninjas to help. But on the bright side, it is the police force that maintains the situation in the village. Uchiha Fugaku justifiably works. At the same time, we are collecting information and confirming the situation. The only thing that is unclear now is the status of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Advertisement it's about Hokage, but it's classified. Even if he was really injured, he would not go to Konoha Hospital for treatment. If something happens to Hokage, then Konoha is really in danger. It seems that something has happened, but it was almost noon, and Hokage hadn't shown up yet. This is enough to explain the problem. Hateful. Sarutobi Hiruzen was lying on the hospital bed at this time. The whole body is almost wrapped like a mummy. The main target of Skylock is Sarutobi Hiruzen. He doesn't know Susanoo, let alone wood style. Just relying on the ninjutsu of the 5 attributes will not have much effect on the strengthened Skylock. Moreover, his strength is indeed incomparable to the peak period. I released Shadow Clone once in advance, which consumed a lot of chakra. If I want to use 5 kinds of escapism, I can't use the 5 dragon combo technique at all. Can only escape. Basically burned all over. It is the Ape Demon King who resists the greatest power of the Skylock. The Ape Demon King turned into a cage, which is a technique called the Vajra prison wall. In the plot, use this technique to resist the wood style of first generation. But facing more than a dozen huge Skylocks, the parallel wishful stick was directly interrupted. Sarutobi Hiruzen blended into the soil and escaped most of the impact. What's the current situation in the village? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked. There was some confusion, but the situation has stabilized. The damaged area was only near the Hokage building, not near the residential area. It was late at night and there were no ordinary casualties. However, about 50 people were killed and injured in Anbu, and many are still being rescued. The sealed book was taken away. In Inoshika-cho, Yamanaka was being rescued, and Akamichi Dino lost an arm. Other scattered losses are still being counted at this time. Mitokado Homura replied. He and Utatane Kaharu don't usually work in the Hokage building. Like Danzo, they also have their own separate office location, but it is public. Did not receive the spread of last night. Where's Danzo? What is he doing? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked with a cold face. Everything is clear, all that is needed is evidence. Advertisement Danzo really betrayed him. The partner is actually a member of the Uzumaki clan. This made him puzzled. Aren't the two sides deadly enemies? This is what he least understands. Danzo betrayed himself, he had thought about it. But it will be joined by other people? It was the Uzumaki family that Danzo personally dealt with back then. Region. Watching the Uchiha clan. He personally went to intercept Uchiha Fugaku's approach last night. Mitokado Homura replied. He didn't know what Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking, but he also felt that something was wrong with Danzo. After all, they have been friends for so many years. It was slightly different from before, and he felt it immediately. Someone call him over, I have something to ask him. Sarutobi Hiruzen said very coldly. Whatever happened to Danzo, he couldn't be allowed to continue like this. Get him under control first, and don't let him continue messing around. It seems that everyone has forgotten his coldness in the past. When 4th generation came to power, he basically conveyed the image of himself as a good guy. Okay. I'll send someone to find him. Mitokado Homura nodded. The most important thing now is to stabilize Konoha's situation and prevent any troubles. Boom. But suddenly, someone knocked on the door outside the room. Who is it? Mitokado Homura went up to open the door. Master Assistant, Assistant Danzo summoned everyone in the village, but I don't know what to do. Just saying there's an important announcement to make. Outside the door is an Anbu, he said in a hasty tone. Anyone can feel, what is the purpose of Danzo doing this kind of thing suddenly at this time? 49. Danzo's residual heat. What the hell are you going to do, Danzo? Mitokado Homura is next to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Then Utatane Kaharu, of course, is outside. She also knew about Danzo's gathering of villagers right away. So he rushed over immediately and questioned Danzo. Don't you think Konoha is too weak now? Being forced by a single person, or even a tailed beast, can cause heavy casualties. Danzo said to Utatane Kaharu very seriously, then what does that have to do with what you're doing now? Utatane Kaharu looked calm. Like Mitokado Homura, she sensed something was wrong with Danzo. Although Danzo used to be weird, but now it's so weird. Hiruzen is no longer suitable for the position of Hokage. He's too weak. I will be the new Hokage, Danzo said very seriously. The position of Hokage is really his dream, but because of the distinguished heavenly gods, he now obeys all Uzumaki Mizuki's orders. And Uzumaki Mizuki, let him convene the people today, explain again what Sarutobi Hiruzen did, and at the same time announce that he has become the new Hokage. You, crazy. If you do this, the village will only become more chaotic, and then it will only fall into chaos, maybe it will cause a war, and be targeted by other ninja villages. Utatane Kaharu stared at Danzo intently. She couldn't believe that Danzo, who only sacrificed in the past, would do such a thing. After I become Hokage, I will solve these things. Now, don't stop me, Danzo said very indifferently. After finishing speaking, he moved directly towards the place where the people gathered. These ordinary people were naturally recruited by the police force. After all, there is not enough manpower at all, and the police force is responsible for ordinary things in the village, so the people naturally believe it. I will never allow it. Stop it, Danzo. Advertisement. Utatane Kaharu was angry. She wants to stop this guy with her own hands. It's too late. How could I be unprepared for such a thing? If you want to cause a fight in front of the people, regardless of the casualties, then come here. Boom. It was just a shadow clone that was targeted by Utatane Kaharu. When the smoke disappeared, Utatane Kaharu was furious, and hurriedly gathered his hands and rushed towards the place where the crowd gathered. It's so lively. Uzumaki Mizuki also came with Naruto. Just in the last position. I bought a popsicle for Naruto, who didn't know what was going to happen. There were 2 of them in total, 1 for each person, and they started snorting behind. Kakashi also felt something was wrong, but without Hokage's order, he didn't dare to leave casually. The safety of Jinchuriki is very important, and next to it, people from the police force kept appearing. Guarding against Uchiha has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. How is the situation? On Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, he was covered in injuries and couldn't leave at all. But he also has a telescope technique, which allows him to watch what is going on from the hospital bed. It was Mitokado Homura who came over and he found Utatane Kaharu and asked directly. Danzo has gone crazy. He wants to be Hokage desperately. Utatane Kaharu said angrily. The 2 ran quickly on the roof. It's less than a minute away from the destination. Everyone, I am Hokage Assistant Shimura Danzo. This time, I have called everyone, and I have something very important to tell you. Actually, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is not a qualified Hokage, but a failed Hokage. He is passionate about power, and he is afraid that the Senju clan will affect his rights, so he uses war to keep the Senju clan dying. Then came the Uchiha clan, who felt that the police force had too much power and began to suppress them. Recently, they bought Uchiha Itachi, a traitor, with the intention of conspiring with the enemies outside the village. They wanted to drive Uchiha to extinction and directly slaughtered the entire family. Advertisement. Danzo appeared decisively here. Go straight up to the prepared mic and start yelling at Sarutobi Hiruzen for his faults. He laid out everything clearly. Brute, how dare he? These things are obviously done by him. The bandage on Sarutobi Hiruzen's body was bleeding directly. The teeth are almost gnawed. Through the telescope technique, he can see clearly. When Danzo appeared, he felt scared, but he didn't expect that the other party was going to burn with him. It's over. Come a step late. Mitokado Homura looked at Danzo standing on the high platform in disbelief. The surrounding villagers couldn't stop their surprise. The most angry ones are naturally the Uchiha clan who are guarding the scene and stabilizing the order. Good guy. It turns out that Hokage actually did so many things to persecute Uchiha behind his back. I can't stand these things anymore. In addition, yesterday, Hokage was actually defeated by one person, Sarutobi Hiruzen. He is not worthy of the position of Hokage at all. That's why I propose that Sarutobi Hiruzen Hokage be removed and I, Shimura Danzo, take the 5th Hokage. I will treat everyone fairly and will not do anything to persecute my own villagers. Danzo started canvassing for himself. Uzumaki and Mizuki laughed at Danzo's shameless performance. You are the best at persecuting your own people. He made Danzo do it because Danzo was worthless. Root's family fortune, he has almost taken it. Danzo couldn't fight with manpower at all, and he killed some of the most powerful men. So, use your spare heat. 50. Crazy Danzo. Uzumaki Mizuki took Naruto home. He didn't need to read the next thing. Killing Sarutobi Hiruzen is his most important order. So, there should be a big battle going on. At the same time, there is Uchiha's backlash and the distrust of the villagers. There are also the chaotic minds of the major families. The bosses feel wrong. What did Sarutobi Hiruzen persecute them? It wasn't you who persecuted them, Danzo. But no one stood up to explain. They all felt that it was best for themselves and their family not to get involved in this matter. All the bosses here immediately summoned their clansmen to go home. What is left is basically Anbu. At this moment, these Anbu were also at a loss. The police force, retreat, all go back. At this time, Uchiha Fugaku naturally would not choose to participate. He doesn't trust Danzo, he trusts the Uzumaki clan. The strong man of the Uzumaki family said, when Uchiha made a move, it was the time when the golden light shone on the Mu-Yitian sky again. Team leader. Members of other police forces were very angry at this time. Many people can't help opening Sharingan. Now is not the time, everyone listen to me, retreat. Uchiha Fugaku ordered again. Only then did the people from the police force be taken away. Only ordinary civilians remained. They are the most ignorant, and they are also the worst. But in this world, being able to become a villager of Konoha is considered a pretty good thing. But life and death are not in your own hands. Shimura Danzo, bought by Kirigakure, has betrayed Konoha. What he said just now is all false, don't believe it. Mitokado Homura appeared directly when the other family patriarchs were retreating. Explained out loud, the villagers froze for a moment. Things beyond their cognition can't be distinguished at all. At this time, I don't know who to believe. Everyone, go home, it's dangerous here, it's not suitable for approaching, let's go. Advertisement Utatane Kaharu also came over and said to everyone. Some clever villagers immediately started running away. Seeing this, the others immediately followed. All of a sudden there was a wave of evacuated people, and the streets were almost full. Screams, cursing, and crying sounded one after another. At this time, no one pays attention to them at all, they only care about their own interests. You can't stop me, and you think, my purpose is only this? Danzo looked at Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura who appeared in front of him and said very calmly. Could it be that, boom, Mitokado Homura has yet to utter the next sentence. There was an explosion somewhere in the village, you're crazy. Everyone, grab Shimura Danzo, live or die, Utatane Kaharu ordered very decisively. The direction of the explosion just now was where Sarutobi Hiruzen was healing. This is a hidden location, and only a few people in the village know about it. Unexpectedly, Danzo could do this. Do you have to kill Sarutobi Hiruzen? Throughout the afternoon, Konoha heard roars everywhere. Danzo's men, one by one like crazy, chased and killed Sarutobi Hiruzen desperately. And around Danzo itself, there is not much root protection. Basically, there was no resistance, and they were caught by Utatane Kaharu. Sarutobi Hiruzen is not dead, it's just that the injury is more serious. He had fallen into a rage. Who is the person behind you? Why do you do this? Even if you want Hokage's position, we will solve it internally. If you do this, you are pushing Konoha into the abyss. Sarutobi Hiruzen came to the prison with his injuries. Danzo also suffered quite a bit of injury, but not as badly as Sarutobi Hiruzen. Humph. Did Konoha decline in your hands? Are you worthy of the teacher? Is that how you treat the Senju clan? Advertisement. Danzo's rhetorical question directly made Sarutobi Hiruzen calm down. He could see that something was wrong with Danzo. These things were clearly discussed by the two of them. But now, Danzo blames himself for everything. That's not how Danzo does it. Could it be that Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan rewrote his memory? Isn't Shisui dead? Cold sweat broke out on Sarutobi Hiruzen's back immediately. When Shisui was killed, he naturally knew about it. This ability is too pervert. He is afraid that Shisui will use distinguished heavenly gods on him and rewrite his memory. Danzo got it easily. Get rid of Shisui. Those who went to ambush Uchiha Shisui at that time also included his men. Although he knew that Danzo had a Shisui's Sharingan, he knew that the other party could not reach the power used by the Uchiha clan himself. Otherwise, Senju Tobarama, the teacher of my Grandmaster Ninja World, would have recorded these things long ago. However, that was when he didn't know that there were first-generation cells. Is it Uchiha? Sure enough, they are dangerous families, they should be dealt with as soon as possible, and we can't continue to let them go. This time, I'm afraid we can't live together, we must find a way to kill them. Uchiha Itachi. Through Danzo's performance, Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately guessed that Danzo hid distinguished heavenly gods. After so many years of Hokage, killing Senju, killing Uchiha, and suppressing Hyuga, he didn't dare to breathe loudly, so he still has the strength of internal fighting. So he thinks it's Uchiha who is behind the scenes. After all, no one would think that a child could do such a thing. So, he is going to continue to take advantage of the innocent heart of Uchiha's young man. Use external forces to deal with Uchiha. By the way, let's make an example to the monkeys. Let other families with ulterior motives see clearly what the consequences of offending him are. Prison him up and don't let him die. After Sarutobi Hiruzen left these words, he left immediately. Although he was seriously injured, he couldn't stop at this moment. The anger in his heart supported him. Get rid of Uchiha. 51. The enemy is the most familiar person. The whole Konoha inevitably panicked. People from big families stay behind closed doors. The police force no longer maintains order in the village. Anbu suffered heavy casualties, rumors abounded in the village. Many people have no idea what the future holds. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen insisted on standing up, he wanted to stabilize the situation. But many people in Konoha have other calculations in mind. Is the Uzumaki family going to fight? On Uchiha Fugaku's side, they have already tried their best just to maintain it and not let the clansmen go out to make trouble. But thanks to his hard work over the years, everyone also believes in him. Otherwise, it is estimated that the Uchiha clan has begun to attack Hokage by now. In this situation, Uchiha Fugaku has to think that it is the Uzumaki family who did it. It hit people's hearts and pointed at the most uncomfortable point of Sarutobi Hiruzen. So he thinks, is the Uzumaki family ready to take the final blow and send Sarutobi Hiruzen away directly? Patriarch, the visit from the third generation is almost here. But it didn't wait for Fugaku to think too much. The subordinates of the police force appeared in front of him and said quickly. Third generation project? Hearing this news, Uchiha Fugaku was taken aback. Then quickly calmed down. He doesn't feel that the alliance between Uchiha and the Uzumaki clan has been seen through. Now, it's Sarutobi Hiruzen who should be worrying, not their Uchiha clan. He hurriedly led the team out to meet Sarutobi Hiruzen. After all, the opponent is Hokage, the leader of the village. I don't know that the third generation is coming, so I'll welcome you. For the police force, I will integrate it as soon as possible, because many people believed what Danzo assisted before, and now I am explaining the situation so that they don't believe the other party's lies. When he came out, he saw Sarutobi Hiruzen walking towards him. Advertisement Uchiha Fugaku stepped forward and spoke directly. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who said this, was very uncomfortable. He came this time to stabilize Uchiha. I don't want to start a war with Uchiha at this time. I didn't expect the other party to have such a weak attitude. I will trouble you, unexpectedly. Danzo was bribed by people from Kirigakure to do such a thing. Still framing me, doing such inhumane things, and wanting to destroy Konoha, I will definitely give Uchiha an explanation for this matter. But before that, the stability of the village, I hope the police force can handle it well. Sarutobi Hiruzen also spoke very kindly. The two of them didn't talk for long. Soon they parted. As soon as possible, we can't delay any longer. Leaving the range of the police force, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face darkened. Uchiha Fugaku isn't quite right, so confident. This is completely different from the submissive look in previous meetings. At this moment, he wished he could attack the Uchiha clan right away. Divide more benefits, let those hyenas make the most appropriate decision. Sarutobi Hiruzen is going to deal with the Uchiha family in the same way as the Senju family. Used to share the benefits after Uchiha's demise. This time, the Sarutobi family is no longer needed, and they are all divided up, so that those families will be at the front one by one. This old thing is about to start. Similarly, Uchiha Fugaku is also feeling the pressure. He feels the same way as Sarutobi Hiruzen. The attitude of the other party is completely different from before. Although it seems that Sarutobi Hiruzen is very kind, but when he speaks, he is particularly insidious. Danzo used to be like a loyal dog, jumping and biting at the front, while he tried to persuade the fight from behind. Persuading and persuading, the rights of the Uchiha clan have become less. Advertisement he didn't feel much at first, but now it's very obvious. Notify Uzumaki Mizuki as soon as possible, and let him pass the news to the Uzumaki clan. Uchiha Fugaku is also a little anxious here. He couldn't catch Uchiha off guard. The battle was inevitable, and the village's ill will toward Uchiha was simply too great. Then, your allies are very important. On Uzumaki Mizuki's side, it's quiet. Losing the umbrella of Danzo, he should be a little more careful when studying ninjutsu now. The ninja school started as scheduled, so he arranged for a shadow clone to hang around and deceive Anbu. And he himself was at home, reading the sealed book. This thing is indeed valuable, and it cannot be placed in Wangjabao curry as an item to increase mana. Impure world reincarnation, lack of material, doesn't look very difficult. The risk of this forbidden technique is very small to me, unless it is a big boss like first generation, Uchiha Madara, second generation, ordinary ninjas. There should be no way to undo this technique by themselves. Uzumaki Mizuki, while on Danzo's side, crammed into the basics of geniners. It is mainly about knot printing, so I have studied it hard. So I can understand some ninjutsu in the Book of Seals. Ordinary techniques are not very necessary for him, because the effect is not as good as using the Lock of the Sky. Taking the Book of Seals, in addition to filling the treasury, is also for the impure world reincarnation. He doesn't like other forbidden techniques at all, and there are many family secret techniques in them, which are of no use to him. Now, just wait for Sarutobi Hiruzen to flip the table by himself. Then, fall into despair. Uzumaki Mizuki is very calm here. At this time, he has the chance to win. Has impure world reincarnation and first generation cells. Find any sacrifice, and you can call the first generation out to help. In the future, there may not be time for such a peaceful life. 52. How about we kidnap Jinchuriki? The village is very depressing, but this is for the big families. For ordinary people, it feels back to before. The police force resumed normal operations and began to deal with the normal affairs of the village. But Anbu and the police force have already started a lot of collisions. With Danzo's words, people in the Uchiha clan are very alert. Although he is out on patrol, he also has the job of collecting intelligence. Patriarch, if you don't act first, when Konoha recovers, they will attack us first. In the secret gathering underground of the Uchiha clan. Most ninjas in Uchiha have them, and those who are outside are responsible for guarding them. I'm ready. I've contacted my allies, they will help us. Uchiha Fugaku said. He recalled that when he went to find Uzumaki Mizuki yesterday, he saw him flipping through the sealed book in front of him without any scruples. At the same time, tell him that he can do it at any time now. Uchiha is willing to fight first, and the Uzumaki clan will support. Or if Konoha deals with Uchiha first, the Uzumaki clan will also support. It probably means, steady, this wave, it's just that the risk is borne by the Uchiha family. Because, Uzumaki Mizuki felt that Uchiha Fugaku still treated both parties on an equal footing. But Uzumaki Mizuki wants them to understand that he is in control, not Uchiha. They are ministers. The patriarch is really reliable, he has already found an ally. It's somewhat easier this way, but if we take the lead and get rid of Hokage, can we occupy the orthodoxy? The manpower is basically in the village, we can fight at any time. Hear Uchiha Fugaku say so. These people of the Uchiha clan have relaxed smiles on their faces. Facing Konoha alone, everyone is still very stressed. I don't know who the allies are. However, some people asked for information about allies. Others did not speak, and many people also wanted to know, but after the traitor Uchiha Itachi appeared, everyone also doubted whether there would be other traitors. The Uzumaki clan. They still have remaining strength. They were the ones who attacked the Hokage building before. Uchiha Fugaku thought about it and decided to tell the news. Because he felt that a big battle was going to happen soon, so he had no intention of hiding it. As long as it doesn't involve Uzumaki Mizuki, awesome. Advertisement. With such an ally, I feel like I've won this time. By the way, we might as well tie Jinchuriki too, in case it can be used. The people off the field were all excited when they heard that they were such a powerful ally. Some became even more arrogant and wanted to kidnap Jinchuriki. This is not okay, Jinchuriki is too dangerous. Now Konoha can't control Jinchuriki, let alone use tailed beasts, neither can we, so forget it. Hearing that someone is going to kidnap Jinchuriki, Uchiha Fugaku panics. Hastily opened his mouth to stop. What a bad thing to do this. This is to make their Uchiha clan perish. The Uchiha clan is going to rebel. Uchiha Itachi has received news from Konoha. He wants to pass back the news that Obito will attack Uchiha again. There is a dedicated contact point for Konoha, which stores information and transmits it in coded text. He managed to find some time to come here, but what he learned instead was this matter, which immediately stunned him. Damn it, I don't know anything about what happened in the village now, so I can only trust him. Uchiha Itachi is in a hurry. Please write it in the newspaper and let him find a way to implement the plan last time. At this point he had a hard time making a choice. All the manpower must be mobilized back, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Mitokado Homura. In Konoha, too much Anbu was lost. If you want to deal with Uchiha and solve it with certainty, you will naturally have to call in more people. He is already frail, and his strength is no longer what it used to be. The battle with Uzumaki Mizuki completely woke him up. Too many people is the last word. With so many people, a lot of people would be killed just by throwing up the explosive kunai. Yes, avoiding the sight of the police force, they have assembled 5 kilometers away from the village. Now there is no employer coming, don't worry about being discovered by Uchiha. Mitokado Homura replied. In fact, he didn't agree very much, and made a big move in such a short period of time. But hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's analysis, guessing that Uchiha Shisui may not be dead, rewriting Danzo's memory, causing such a big loss. He also felt that Uchiha could not stay. Advertisement. Still no news of any Uzumaki clan? Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded, and asked further. On Shisui's side, after using this trick, it cannot be used again for a short time. Unless Shisui was deceiving him back then, otherwise, Shisui's combat effectiveness would drop to the level of elite Jonin. Then the one to worry about is the archenemy of the Uzumaki clan. If you are alone, you may no longer be the opponent of the other party. No, after investigating all the files, the Uzumaki family should be completely wiped out. Although there may be surviving blood, there is no inheritance at all. Unless a hidden branch house escaped back then, otherwise, this would not have happened. Mitokado Homura said hastily, this really doesn't find anything. There is no news about the Uzumaki family at all. Forget it, the other party may not be from the Uzumaki family. Anyway, get rid of Uchiha first, that guy might show up right then. Uchiha Itachi, what's the situation? Sarutobi Hiruzen recalled that from the golden ripples, the ninja tools and detonating charms fell overwhelmingly. He felt a trace of familiarity, like, Flying Thunder God. He conveyed that, Uchiha Madara, may not be able to do anything for a short period of time and is out of his sight. It may take a while to get the program off the ground. Mitokado Homura replied. Because this matter was too urgent, he felt that there was no big problem on Uchiha Itachi's side. After all, This Uchiha Madara is not from Konoha. The day after tomorrow, do it directly the day after tomorrow. Set the scope of the battle within the Uchiha tribe, and try not to affect ordinary people. That's it, let's arrange it, Sarutobi Hiruzen said without hesitation. He didn't want to procrastinate. Lost Danzo, Anbu, and Gen also suffered heavy losses. It was a disgrace to him that the Hokage building had been destroyed. He desperately wants revenge. At the same time, it proved to the families in the village that he was still inviolable. 53. Kakashi panicked a bit. It's back, Naruto. Uzumaki Mizuki is cooking dinner for Naruto. Naruto's appetite has been increasing recently. Uzumaki Mizuki also took him to eat and drink without any scruples, spending every day. Watching Anbu, who followed the two brothers, was speechless. Felt richer than them. If you eat barbecue or something, you can serve 10 plates and 10 plates directly. Naruto's height has begun to be a bit taller than his peers. Well, school ends early today, I don't know why. But I'm not lazy, I just came back after training outside until dark. Naruto nodded, then hurriedly washed his hands, and brought the prepared dishes to the table. Although there are no parents, Naruto feels something is missing. But when he got home and saw his big brother was there, he felt that this was his home. Is school dismissed early? Maybe it's something to prepare for? Rest early today, take a holiday tomorrow, and accompany you to practice. Uzumaki Mizuki served the last dish, wiped his hands with his apron, and brought the dish to the table, saying to Naruto. It is good. Naruto was very happy, he naturally has no opinion. I just feel that my big brother is a bit too powerful. He obviously didn't train much, but he was better than himself, which made him a little discouraged. Can't help but do it. I saw a lot of strangers during the day today, and the number of Anbu protecting Naruto has increased. On Uzumaki Mizuki's side, perception is obvious. Strangers are nothing, but the main thing is the number of Anbu protecting Naruto. It seems that Sarutobi Hiruzen is also guarding against this move. The Nine Tails Rebellion put a little too much pressure on him. Had to guard against this move, especially Uchiha. Around 8 o'clock, Naruto fell asleep. Because cultivation is indeed not easy, it is very tiring. As soon as the body was exhausted, he fell asleep immediately. It feels like we're going to do it tonight. Uzumaki Mizuki opened the door and stood in the corridor, looking into the distance. I feel that the night tonight is very dark. Advertisement. You two go over there, you go this way. No one is allowed to approach now, and those who ignore the reminder will be killed. On Kakashi's side, a protective circle is being set up. Divided into warning circle, combat circle, and protection circle. He didn't know exactly what the village was going to do today. But he could feel that this matter must be dangerous, and it was still inside. Otherwise, how could Jinchuriki be so closely guarded? Yes. Those Anbu who heard the order immediately followed Kakashi's words. The hands were quickly dispersed. Before they die, no one will threaten them. This time, they must be protected. Kakashi's face is very determined. After arranging his men, he saw Uzumaki Mizuki coming out. Is he looking at me? But soon, he was surprised to find that Uzumaki Mizuki's gaze was on him. After a slight movement, the other party also rolled their eyes. This surprised him, he didn't expose himself. Kakashi, come here. Whirlpool Shishu made a mouth shape. He knew that Kakashi was the best at reading people's lips. After reading the lips, Kakashi was shocked. The other party knows his name? He felt something was wrong, but found, Uzumaki Mizuki was still staring at him. After a moment of hesitation, he passed. You know me? With a leap, Kakashi jumped up the corridor, appeared in front of Uzumaki Mizuki, and asked directly. At this time, he was wearing a mask, and his voice changed slightly. Do you do these things because you like this village, or to protect the ideals in your heart, or just to complete the so-called tasks? Uzumaki Mizuki, leaning against the railing, asked directly. Kakashi felt like a father and son talking. The father is asking himself about his work. Uzumaki Mizuki almost smoked a cigarette. You. What the hell do you know? Advertisement. Kakashi panicked a little. If it were someone he was familiar with, he would naturally not have too many ideas if he asked this question. However, this is just a child, and the two parties have hardly met each other. However, he was able to ask such questions that pointed directly to his heart. I'm judging whether you are an enemy or a companion. After all, you are my father's disciple, but you are also Konoha's ninja. Uzumaki Mizuki said. Kakashi really panicked this time. What's the problem? I know everything, don't panic. Uzumaki Mizuki continued. Are you here now? Am I an enemy? I'm here to protect you. Kakashi feels that his thoughts are very confused, and the preface is wrong. But it probably meant it. It's coming soon. Whether you want to side with Sarutobi Hiruzen, or with me, you have only two choices. Uzumaki Mizuki turned around, looked at Kakashi and said seriously. Why? Is the third generation project going to do something to you? Although Kakashi felt absurd, he still asked the child. It's not what he wants to do to us, but what I want to do to him. Uzumaki Mizuki said directly. Kakashi was stunned. Here are several meanings. Boom. But at this time, there was a sudden explosion in the village. The battle has begun. Kakashi, have you made up your mind yet? Uzumaki Mizuki asked Kakashi, looking at the firelight from the Uchiha tribe. 54. Uchiha Fugaku Mangekyo Sharingan, what happened? Kakashi felt ridiculous at this moment, but he also felt that this matter was very important. Before you don't know how to choose, follow me first. Today, the situation in Konoha will completely change. Uzumaki Mizuki said to Kakashi. After finishing speaking, a golden halo appeared behind him. The skylock appeared from it, and then spread directly into the room, directly binding Naruto, who was asleep, together with the quilt, out. Naruto is his weakness. At this moment, he would not trust anyone, so he had to bring it with him. Kakashi is barely trustworthy, but his current power is not enough to protect Naruto. Kakashi looked at the golden halo and the golden chain. I thought of the man who had been hunting in the village these days. But this is just a child. When that guy showed up, he was obviously at home all the time. Don't think about it, the one who attacked the Hokage building and took away the sealed book was me. What kind of person Sarutobi Hiruzen is, you know better than me. Did your father really be forced to death by the so-called rumors? Isn't it threatening his status, so he had to die? Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Naruto, who didn't wake up at all, and heaved a sigh of relief. If he wakes up, use Shisui's Sharingan to stun him, which is somewhat troublesome. But then, hearing the explosion, the result was the same. The tragic fact, now is not the time to let Naruto know, let the big brother be responsible for the pressure. What's going on? Why are you so strong and know so many things? Or, you hid Uzumaki Mizuki, you are from the Uzumaki clan? What makes Kakashi most unacceptable is that the other party is really just a child. After all, he didn't have the strength of Jonin until he was 12 years old. If what the child in front of him said is true, then what is his strength shadow? Advertisement. If it's true, I am who I am. Perhaps, it was my parents who left some memory and inheritance in my body, which made me become stronger so quickly. I'm going to Uchiha now. If you don't want your men to die here, let them stay here. You are the only one who follows, the others die. Uzumaki Mizuki wasn't about to waste time either. After giving a possibility, he said directly to Kakashi. Then, he was going to go to Uchiha first. Avoid Uchiha is really finished in one shot, after all, the opponent can also attract a lot of firepower. After finishing speaking, a golden halo appeared directly under his feet, and Uzumaki Mizuki rushed into the air directly stepping on the skylock, and at the same time, the skylock behind him followed directly behind him with Naruto. Kakashi was shocked, because he felt that the possibility seemed great. Could it be that this child really learned everything from his master and mother, and at the same time inherited these powers? Captain, what is that? The Anbu who were in charge of protecting the Uzumaki brothers couldn't help being shocked when they saw Uzumaki Mizuki, who was constantly changing the skylocks in the sky and moving forward at the same time. They never knew that Uzumaki Mizuki had this ability. And this ability is too familiar. They have been popularized many times. If they meet this person, they will immediately flee with Jinchuriki. You all stay here, this is my order, I'll go after it myself, and I will guarantee the safety of Jinchuriki, so don't follow me. Kakashi didn't hesitate in the end, and said very decisively. His job is to keep Naruto safe, Uzumaki Mizuki's safety is second and not that important. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen has repeatedly asked, no one from Hyuuzeebo's family should be allowed to get close to Naruto. These Anbu were a little uneasy, but their trust in Kakashi made them stop. Hurry up, take the elderly and children to retreat and hide in the ancestral hall. On Uchiha Fugaku's side, he commanded his own people to retreat defensively. He didn't expect that Sarutobi Hiruzen was really so bold and did it so quickly. He originally thought that the two sides would rub off for a while, and then they couldn't bear each other, and then shot out angrily. Unexpectedly, so decisive, advertisement. Fortunately, I took precautions in advance. Today, something was wrong, and many outsiders came. He immediately arranged for someone to patrol outside the clan area at night. Early warning was issued, otherwise, it would be a heavy loss if the opponent directly punched in. Yes. Uchiha, with red eyes, was about to fall into a rage at this moment. Fight against the Konoha shinobi who are slowly advancing inward from the outside. What Sarutobi Hiruzen wants is stability, and the battlefield is set within the Uchiha tribe, and it cannot spread to other places in Konoha. In this battle, in addition to the usual combat troops, ninjas from many families also participated. Divide Uchiha's interests, including Uchiha's money, ninjutsu, and land. This is all wealth. Facing ninjas with several times their own side, Uchiha did not fall into a big disadvantage. For the ninjas who have turned on Sharingan, it is easy for one ninja to beat two of the same level, but it is very difficult for three ninjas. But this is at the level of Chunin, above Jonin, the gap is not that big. However, the blood successor boundary family still has a bit of confidence to be so fierce. Shuriken, let go. On Konoha's side, someone organized the use of ninja tools, throwing them in a wide range, like bows and arrows, falling densely. Mangekyo Sharingan Magnetron. Seeing the almost overwhelming kunai, he rushed in the direction where a large number of clansmen retreated. Uchiha Fugaku did not hesitate to use his own Mangekyo pupil technique. Those shurikens that were supposed to fall quickly and shoot ordinary people into hedgehogs stopped in midair instantly. Then, Uchiha Fugaku strengthened these shurikens with another Mangekyo's pupil technique. Then quickly controlled these shurikens, condensed into a huge kunai, and rushed towards those ninjas. Like a treasure of slaughter, it instantly harvested a large number of ninjas who had no time to escape. There were countless casualties. 55. Hope is golden yellow. Sure enough, he also has a Mangekyo Sharingan. Sarutobi Hiruzen is watching the battlefield through the telescope technique. He was guarding against the Uzumaki clan. Can't get off the field directly. If it is killed by the sneak attack, then it is all over. This time, he summoned the vast majority of ninjas. The Hyuga clan was also forced to move, because the order Sarutobi Hiruzen used was to kill Uchiha who betrayed Konoha. A co-worker hinted slightly that Hyuga would take Uchiha's place. Hyuga Heishi doesn't believe it at all, but the other party came to the door. Instead of cooperating with Hokage, is it going to cooperate with Uchiha? Other families are also out. After all, this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen is persecuting with justice, not with Hokage's right. So there are more than 5,000 ninjas preparing to participate in the battle. All the people in Uchiha add up to less than 1,000. Just over a third are ninjas. One hits 10 and there are many more. It's hidden very deep, and it hasn't been exposed. It seems that they have been guarding against us. Udatane Kaharu said. The tone is a bit bad. Just once, almost dozens of ninjas were killed or injured. Mangekyo Sharingan, sure enough, is very strong. Send more people, use ninjutsu to suppress. Uchiha Fugaku can't be rushed out. Mitokado Homura continued. No one else has an opinion either. The order was passed on immediately. Phew. Damn it, there are too many people. Uchiha Fugaku, I'm starting to feel a little strenuous. After fending off a few waves of attacks, he kept using Mangekyo's power. Manipulates metal and attacks in a large area. In just a few minutes, he almost eliminated nearly 200 ninjas. But he knows, it's just Genin and Shunin. Jonin probably has none. This is only used by the opponent to consume Uchiha's combat power, and then the elite will be sent to counterattack Uchiha. Boom. What? Boom. There are detonating symbols and the sound of ninjutsu exploding around. The fire continued to light up. Advertisement: a large number of houses were set ablaze. There are dead bodies everywhere. Uchiha Fugaku felt a little weak. At this time, Uchiha was not as powerful as when Konoha was established. The most important thing is that he lost Uchiha Madara, a strong man who can be called a god. Will the Uzumaki clan come? Uchiha Fugaku felt a little uneasy at this moment. However, the hand movements are not slow, controlling a large number of ninja tools, forming an iron shield, blocking the fire style jointly used by Konoha shinobi. But I was very flustered. If the Uzumaki clan does not come, then the Uchiha clan may perish today. This is... Kakashi was still shocked when he saw the tragedy of the battlefield. I'm going to help Uchiha now, how do you choose? Should I stand against me and help Sarutobi Hiruzen, or help your master's child? Uzumaki Mizuki and Kakashi are about a kilometer away from the battlefield. There were a few people around who came to stop him, and he was directly stunned by the Sharingan illusion. Don't ask why this kind of question, what is the fact, you know very well. I think you are my father's disciple, so I gave you so much time to think about it, now give me a result. Keep watching, half of Uchiha's people will be killed or injured. Uzumaki Mizuki continued to ask Kakashi. Kakashi's face was very tangled. It's too hard to choose. He's not stupid, the way of nature Sarutobi Hiruzen is not a nice guy. However, with Sarutobi Hiruzen gone, Konoha will be affected. Help you, what will be the result? Will Konoha perish? This is your father, who worked so hard to protect it. Kakashi asked the question anyway. This was the question he most wanted to figure out. Having seen the outside world, do you think the world of ninjas is cruel? As the son of a hero, who gave his life, and their children are treated like this, do you think it is reasonable? Uzumaki Mizuki asked flatly. Only after experiencing it personally can I know how hard Naruto has been. Unforgivable. Everyone eats their parents' blood-steamed buns, but they treat them like this. I don't owe them anything, unreasonable, Kakashi said hesitantly. He thought of Obito, who was also a member of the Uchiha clan, who also dedicated his life to Konoha. Advertisement: however, the village still treats Uchiha like this. Make a choice, I'm going to do it. As Uzumaki Mizuki spoke, a golden halo appeared behind him again. A Sharingan emerges from it, facing Kakashi. Otherwise, Uzumaki and Mizuki will not give Kakashi any chance to fight back. The so-called fate and fetters are to be cut off by him. I will protect Naruto, but will not participate in this battle against either Konoha or Uchiha. Kakashi said decisively without hesitation. Go away, don't come close to us, or I will do it. Uzumaki Mizuki said very calmly, he couldn't accept this statement. Who knows if he will be backstabbed? It's even more distracting to take him with you, so it's better to play by yourself. You. Kakashi did not expect such a result. Buzz. Boom. Don't get close, I will really kill you. A skylog popped out directly from Uzumaki Mizuki's left shoulder. Hit the ground directly in front of Kakashi, punching a hole. Glancing at Kakashi, Uzumaki Mizuki casts a mild illusion on Naruto using Sharingan. I fell into the world I fantasized and liked, and completely isolated from the outside perception. Stepping on the lock of the sky, he rose directly towards the sky. Did I choose wrong? Kakashi naturally couldn't do anything to his master's two children. He couldn't betray the village, trapped in a dilemma. Susanoo, Uchiha Fugaku was almost cornered. 5 Jonin, plus dozens of ninjas, were besieging him. Aren't you here yet? Uchiha Fugaku stands in the fuchsia Susanoo, looking up at the night sky. He didn't see the golden color he hoped to see. 56. King of Uchiha. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes were already bleeding. This is the Mangekyo Sharingan, the consequence of overuse. Around him, a dozen Uchiha gathered. Konoha's elites are basically dealing with them here. There are still quite a few small teams in the distance, scattered to deal with other Uchiha. Clan Chief, the reinforcements of the Uzumaki clan haven't arrived yet? Surrounded by famous Uchiha, the abdomen was cut open and the intestines were about to fall out. But at this time, they still had to work hard. Hurry up, the other party will definitely come. That's all Uchiha Fugaku could say at this time. Hearing what the patriarch said, these people can only continue to work hard. Fortunately, they are not weak, although they have been trapped inside Konoha as if they were imprisoned. But the actual combat ability has not fallen. Plus Uchiha Fugaku is here, and a lot of manpower is here at once. It seems that the battle is stable. People from the Uzumaki clan, who haven't appeared yet, seem to have given up on Uchiha. Udatane Kaharu said, almost half of the ninjas of the Uchiha clan were killed or injured. There are still 5 hours before Li Tinliang, enough. Too many people can kill Uchiha. It's just that with the loss of so many ninjas, some manpower is tight on the border. Don't be careless. The Uzumaki clan may not have many people, but they are all very strong. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a serious face. He couldn't believe that guy wouldn't show up. Is the opponent already here? If you find a key position, you will help Uchiha defeat the enemy and find a way out. If Uchiha is not killed here, Konoha will have to share his strength in the future to deal with Uchiha's revenge. He is still very afraid of a family with a strong man like Uchiha Madara. Heaven. There are people in the sky. Suddenly, the ninja of the Hyuga clan, who were in charge of monitoring the surrounding situation, sounded the alarm. All the people in the camp looked up. I found the chains that glowed golden under the moonlight. Boom, boom, boom. After the person yelled out the notification, the sky was almost instantly covered by a golden halo. The densely packed huge chains of the sky chains fell from the sky. It hit the ground heavily, making a dull sound like a shell falling. Advertisement, reinforcements are coming, everyone, start fighting back. Uchiha Fugaku saw the golden light, instantly excited. Immediately shouted loudly. The morale of the Uchiha clan was shaken instantly. Start fighting back. He actually directly counterpressed the Konoha shinobi who were several times the number of himself. At the same time, Uzumaki Mizuki also slowly fell from midair, and the landing position was Uchiha Fugaku's side. It's you. Uchiha Fugaku is getting excited here. But when he saw the fallen person, he fell into shock. It's Uzumaki Mizuki, this kid? Although he knew that Uzumaki Mizuki might be more heaven-defying than his eldest son, he never thought that the strong man who attacked Gen in the Hokage building was actually Uzumaki Mizuki himself. Impossible. Meanwhile, just as shocked as Uchiha Fugaku was Sarutobi Hiruzen. Telescope technique sees clearly. The user of that golden chain is Uzumaki Mizuki. At the same time, there is Uzumaki Mizuki deep, and the person bound with chains is actually Nine Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto. The people of the surrounding Uchiha clan were also shocked. It was actually a child, and there was a child behind him. Does the Uchiha clan accept what is written in this contract? Uzumaki Mizuki took out the contract, signed by Uchiha Fugaku, and showed it. This. Uchiha Fugaku looked at the clansmen around him, all looking at this contract, his face turned red. After all, at the time, he didn't think about it, but it was really useful. So I never thought about fulfilling the contract. Patriarch, what is this? The ninjas around Fugaku were stunned when they saw this contract. Doesn't this make the Uchiha clan all become other people's retainers in the future? Many people are somewhat unacceptable. The Uchiha family is willing to fulfill this contract. As the king, Zimming, I will fight with all my strength. If Uchiha is unwilling to perform, as Uchiha's help to me, I will fight until chakra is insufficient, and then I will leave. Uzumaki Mizuki said directly. This contract cheated him of points, which was of great help to him. But whether they are willing to admit this contract is another matter. Now he has enough strength to run away with Naruto. It's no problem to give Uchiha a hand before running off. Advertisement: if this contract is accepted, then the Uchiha clan is his people. Then he will not give up, but will attack with all his strength. Everyone's face was cloudy and uncertain. Behind Uzumaki Mizuki, the locks of the sky kept appearing, and some ninjas who rushed over were dealt with. Can you really change Uchiha's fate? Uchiha Fugaku asked suddenly. When he signed the contract before, he just had hope and wanted to test it out. This kind of thing, if you say betrayal, you are betraying. He will not be bound by this paper contract, but now, he feels that the child in front of him is really capable of doing what he promised himself at that time. When he becomes an adult, will he have the strength of first Hokage and Uchiha Madara back then? Certainly. Uzumaki Mizuki replied. Uchiha Fugaku glanced around. Houses were nearly set on fire, and the fire is not too far from the ancestral hall. Since he will perish if he can't hold on, why not surrender to someone who can change Uchiha's fate? I, Uchiha Fugaku, would like to be Lord Uzumaki Mizuki's retainer. Uchiha Fugaku knelt down on one knee, bowed his head and swore. The people of the Uchiha clan around saw their patriarch, although they were unwilling. But seeing Uzumaki Mizuki, through the lock of the sky, easily intercepted the surrounding ninjas. There are also clansmen who continue to die around them. I, Uchiha, would like to be Lord Uzumaki Mizuki's retainer. The other Uchihas around also imitated Uchiha Fugaku's actions and words, knelt down on one knee and swore the oath. Then let your king lead you to fight back against the shameless attack from Konoha. Uzumaki Mizuki shouted directly. At the same time, with his left hand, he brushed his hair back. The raised right hand holds the key to the king's treasury. In an instant, dense red magic circuits appeared, and finally compressed to form the deviant sword Ie, which appeared in the hands of Uzumaki Mizuki. Yes. The blood of the surrounding Uchiha clan was boiling with enthusiasm. I feel like I have found my backbone. Rally and get ready to fight back. 57. Kill people, Impure World Reincarnation First Generation. What happened? Sarutobi Hiruzen is a little crazy. He could not accept this result. It turned out that the enemy I had been wanting to find was actually hidden under my nose. After catching Danzo at that time, he inquired about Root's action records and felt something was a little wrong. Because according to Danzo's approach, after getting Uzumaki Mizuki, how could it be possible to send it back every day? It is completely different from Danzo's previous methods. Now that I think about it, it turns out that Danzo won Uchiha Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods at that time. Reanimation Jutsu. As for Uzumaki Mizuki, there is no arrogance. Grabbing a Konoha ninja directly with the skylock, and then without hesitation as a sacrifice, he took out a bottle of first-generation cells from Wangjabao curry and put it on the ground. Then used the reanimation jutsu. The white dirt directly swallowed that ninja. The people around were stunned, not knowing what was going on. This forbidden technique, basically few people know. At the same time, more and more people surrounded him. Behind Uzumaki Mizuki, a golden halo continuously emerged, and the skylocks attacked densely. On Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, led someone to arrive. However, before he paid more attention to Uzumaki Mizuki, his eyes were attracted by another figure in front of Uzumaki Mizuki. This is impossible. Could it be Impure World Reincarnation? For Sarutobi Hiruzen's side, he was shocked to see the face that was almost exactly the same as that on the Hokage rock. This made him feel a lot of pressure. What's wrong, third generation? When you see a teacher you know well, do you feel ashamed of him? After all, you could have killed his people and almost wiped out Senju. Uzumaki Mizuki spoke to Sarutobi Hiruzen. All kinds of flames that exploded around him shone on his face, making his face bright and dark. This is, first Hokage? Utatane Kaharu said tentatively. They are disciples of second generation, but only Sarutobi Hiruzen and first generation second generation have studied. Who are you? It's impossible for a child to possess such strength. Advertisement, since childhood, you have been under surveillance. You have never shown anything special, only recently. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't care about first generation, but questioned Uzumaki Mizuki with a grim face. This is unacceptable to him, he has been deceived for so many years. Even Danzo felt like he was playing him in his hands. Anything wrong will be noticed by him, but this kid, over the years, he didn't notice anything wrong. It's normal not to know, I can see everything you do, so we don't owe Konoha anything. Uzumaki Mizuki is very calm, he didn't mean to explain to Sarutobi Hiruzen. This kind of person still thinks that the two brothers are alive because of his charity. However, the village their parents bought with their lives treated them like this. Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to say something, but Senju Hashirama woke up. This is Konoha's ninja? Senju Hashirama looked around blankly. Found a little familiar awe. Uzumaki Mizuki immediately raised his sword finger and controlled Senju Hashirama. This guy's strength is not comparable to Sarutobi Hiruzen. First Hokage, there is one thing I want you to witness. Today is the day I beat third Hokage. Uzumaki Mizuki spoke. Oh, Impure World Reincarnation? Child? Senju Hashirama looked at Uzumaki Mizuki and felt a connection with him. I understand what's going on, but he was surprised to find that the performer was just a child. Monkey? What happened? Then he turned his head and saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, although he was stooped, he recognized him. Advertisement then he asked, First Generation Project. Uchiha Rebellion, I'm leading people to suppress it. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally can't talk about Uzumaki Mizuki. He really can't say that a child has provoked Konoha's internal turmoil. He was afraid that the Senju clan would threaten his status, so he persecuted the Senju clan. Now the number of people is withered. Except for your granddaughter, the village has not heard any news about the Senju clan. Similarly, he feels dissatisfied with Uchiha, who holds great power, and constantly weakens Uchiha's power, and even wants to exterminate it. Uzumaki Mizuki followed suit. The surrounding battle gradually stopped. The two sides center on the first generation and divide the two sides. The situation on the court was very strange for a while. Konoha's ninjas are naturally in awe of first generation. The same goes for the ninjas of Uchiha. At this time, the two sides have a kind of intention to let the ancestors judge. Is this true, monkey? Senju Hashirama is a little disbelieving. He didn't think that Sarutobi, who was as well behaved as a child, would do such a thing. After the death of the second generation, the war begins again. The Senju family is the one that suffered heavy losses. I did not persecute the Senju family, first generation. 8 years ago, people from Uchiha attacked the then Nine Tails Jinchuriki, took control of Nine Tails, persecuted the village, and suffered heavy losses, so I have been on guard against Uchiha. Sarutobi Hiruzen also started to explain. Uzumaki Mizuki didn't do it right away, but let first generation be like a judge, just to kill people. What Sarutobi Hiruzen has done has always been advertised as being for the village. Then let the man who built the village judge whether what he did was right or wrong. If it is judged as wrong, then Sarutobi Hiruzen's credibility to Konoha Shinobi will decline rapidly. Then, it might be possible for anyone to listen to his Hokage's order. 58. I will end wars, because I was born to be king. Did so many things happen? Senju Hashirama frowned. He naturally believed in Sarutobi Hiruzen, after all, he was a disciple he had taught. But in the current situation, he doesn't feel that what Sarutobi Hiruzen said is true. It's so nice to speak, since you think it is possible for Uchiha to overthrow Konoha, that's why you did it. So, what do you do with the two Uchiha boys who have a heart for Konoha and aspire to be Hokage? Uchiha Shisui tricked him into being willing to mediate between Uchiha and the village, and then let Danzo sneak up on him, take his Mangekyo Sharingan, and assassinate him. Uchiha Itachi deceive him that Uchiha will not die, the village will fall into war, and there will be more casualties. Force him to contact the enemy and assassinate the entire Uchiha together. Is this kind of thing what Hokage should do? Uzumaki Mizuki explains the evil deeds of Sarutobi Hiruzen here. The surrounding Uchiha clan were all stunned at this moment. Shisui turned out to be so dead. Itachi was also deceived by Konoha's people? B*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** was angry. They didn't doubt Uzumaki Mizuki's words because there was no need for that. And, it sounds a lot like the truth. The people on Konoha's side couldn't believe it. Especially ordinary ninjas, mostly genin and chunin. They are all civilians, and they believe in Hokage, everyone can be treated fairly, so they work so hard. But now, Hokage deceives even those who want to be Hokage for the good of the village. So, is this Hokage still trustworthy? Is this true, Sarutobi? Senju Hashirama asked Sarutobi Hiruzen with a calm face. That was all done by Danzo and I didn't know it. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally wouldn't admit it. Danzo isn't dead yet, you can bring him over and let the first generation project inquire in person. Uzumaki Mizuki said directly. He got the pupil art of Mangekyo of the Uchiha clan, and you said, Uchiha Shisui was murdered by us. Advertisement. But Danzo, why did you get Uchiha Shisui's pupil technique, and your memory was rewritten? You were cheating. Sarutobi Hiruzen thought he found a loophole in Uzumaki Mizuki's words. Just pointed out loud. Oh, that one. Danzo rewrites memories, I did it. Uzumaki Mizuki finished. Golden ripples appeared behind him, and a Sharingan was stuck in the middle of the ripples, which was extremely frightening. The Sharingan of the three goblets quickly spins up and becomes the Mangekyo Sharingan of the four windmills. This Sharingan was given to me by Uchiha Itachi. Before Shisui died, he entrusted his remaining Mangekyo to his best friend. But I didn't expect that you old guys really hate Uchiha so much, you want to drive Uchiha to death. Now you bring Danzo over here, I'll help him undo the distinguished heavenly gods, and then ask first generation to ask, how about that? Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said. He will step by step, forcing Sarutobi Hiruzen into a corner. Senju Hashirama's face started to look ugly, looking into Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes with disappointment. Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to defend, but really couldn't find any reason to refute. He didn't dare to bring Danzo over either. If the truth was out, then he wouldn't have any leeway. Are you a child of the Whirlpool family? Blonde hair is rare? This matter is Hokage's fault, and I hereby apologize to the Uchiha clan. However, let's stop the war and keep fighting. Only the two sides will lose. Konoha is sorry Uchiha. Senju Hashirama looked at Uzumaki Mizuki and said. In the end, he knelt down on his knees and apologized to the Uchiha clan. The members of Uchiha's family were slightly moved when they saw this scene. As for the people on Konoha's side, their faces were slightly ugly, and the ugliest one was naturally Sarutobi Hiruzen. The Uzumaki clan was also killed by Sarutobi Hiruzen, the third Hokage. Now there is no Uzumaki family, and the rest are only people with the blood of the Uzumaki family. As the two children of the fourth Hokage, their parents sacrificed to seal the nine tails, but their children were treated like monsters. Being hostile by the villagers and being used as a tool by the Konoha executives is an existence that can be sacrificed at will. Obviously the son of a hero, but became a monster? Advertisement, I can't forgive. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Senju Hashirama with a mocking look on his face. It's so simple. Work hard for your ideals, but this ideal was wrong from the very beginning. Senju Hashirama raised his head in disbelief, looking at Uzumaki Mizuki with sadness in his eyes. He didn't expect this child's life experience to be so miserable. At this time, many ninjas on the field didn't know about it. After hearing Uzumaki Mizuki's explanation, their faces were full of shock. It turns out that Jinchuriki is actually a child of the 4th generation. Still trying to blame Danzo? It's so miserable for him. He was completely treated as a trash can by your so-called best friend, and all the faults were blamed on him, isn't it? Sarutobi Hiruzen would like to defend a few words. Said it was to prevent their children from being targeted by the enemies of the 4th Hokage, so they did this. But Uzumaki Mizuki didn't give him the chance to explain it at all. Also, Senju Hashirama, I brought you Impure World Reincarnation out, not for you to apologize or to reconcile. You rejected Uchiha Madara. The decision to unify the entire ninja world was wrong. Because, only when all people are citizens of one country, then war will not happen again. This time, I, Uzumaki Mizuki, will rule the world and end the ninja war. Because of me, I was born to be a king. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Senju Hashirama and said very seriously. The people on the field were shocked by Uzumaki Mizuki's words for a moment. 59. What illusion makes you think that my strength is only this level? Am I wrong? Senju Hashirama was stunned when he heard this. In the current battle situation, you are at a disadvantage. It's not enough to win. Your strength is no match for Konoha at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen said loudly immediately, he can't let morale down. This battle must continue. But even though he said so, many ordinary ninjas have doubts about Sarutobi Hiruzen at this time. Although first generation did not outright say that he was wrong. But first generation's apology to Uchiha has proved everything. What illusion makes you think that my strength is only at that level? Uzumaki Mizuki tilted his head slightly, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said. The face is full of disdain. Is war still unavoidable? Senju Hashirama's face was troubled. Naturally, he didn't want to see the village he built turned into the ruins of war. He wants to stop it. Ninja of Konoha, if you are afraid of death, then run away. I will not hunt down deserters. Any ninja who stands up with a weapon in his hand, I will consider him an enemy. The time to escape is only 2 minutes, let's start. After Uzumaki and Mizuki finished speaking, the countdown began. Senju Hashirama wanted to say something, and Uzumaki Mizuki directly controlled it through the control seal of Impure World Reincarnation. You are also an important combat power. If you want to stop the war, you still have to speak with your fists. Also, with your wood style, rebuilding Konoha is not too strenuous, is it? Uzumaki Mizuki on Senju Hashirama. Do it, kill Uzumaki Mizuki. The opponent abuses forbidden technique, controls first Hokage, and tends to subvert Konoha, is the enemy. Sarutobi Hiruzen said very decisively. Some ninjas who followed him around had some hesitation on their faces. Anbu, on. Seeing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen ordered without hesitation. Advertisement Anbu's ninjas are loyal to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Although he was not controlled by the curse seal like Gen, his heart was a little complicated at this time. But Hokage ordered, right, this is the rule that must be followed when entering Anbu. Let's do it, first Hokage. Uzumaki Mizuki, of course, used Senju Hashirama unceremoniously. Unlimited blue labor, no need for nothing. Senju Hashirama had a painful expression on his face. Keep your hands in a row though, and use wood style. Wood style King Kong recruits wood. The ground instantly bulged, and a tree directly pierced the ground and grew into a towering giant tree, blocking those Anbu. At the same time, the branches of the trunk, like flexible arms, rushed towards those Anbu. Uchiha's ninja side also followed suit. They were moved by Senju Hashirama's apology, but now, they have their own king. Protect our king. Uchiha Fugaku yelled. The surrounding Uchiha also dispersed immediately, blocking in front of Uzumaki Mizuki. The war begins again, but Senju Hashirama's wood style still has a hand. Uzumaki Mizuki's order was only to let him defeat Konoha's ninja, not to kill them. So his actions are more of a stop. Stop the Konoha shinobi attack. Forcibly use wood style to separate Konoha's ninja from Uchiha's ninja. Although Uchiha's morale is stronger, but the manpower is indeed insufficient, it is indeed too strenuous to face so many ninjas in Konoha. Although there were still a few ninjas rushing over, they did not pose any threat to Uchiha's people. Is this the strength of first Hokage? Seeing this scene, the ninjas on the field were all shocked. After all, most of them are from the younger generation, and few of them have seen the true strength of the ninja god. Now this level makes them feel insurmountable, grumble. But suddenly, there was a very rapid and piercing sound. The ninjas of the Uchiha clan looked at the strangely shaped weapon that Uzumaki Mizuki held in his right hand in shock. The dark red sword body, and it is still 3-stage, is spinning rapidly at this moment. At the same time, on the tip of the sword, there is a trembling breath, which is constantly getting stronger. Advertisement, you have less than a minute to escape. Uzumaki Mizuki stepped on the lock of the sky and kept rising. It stopped at a height of about 70 or 80 meters from the ground. The ninjutsu, ninja tools, etc. that kept emerging from below were stopped by the genius lock that appeared behind Uzumaki Mizuki in the golden light that almost illuminated the night sky. Naruto was still behind him, sound asleep. Senju Hashirama felt that the accumulated power in the sky seemed a bit strong. Can't let him use it, attack with all his strength. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally felt it too. After finishing speaking, he quickly used Shadow Clone himself and separated out 4 Shadow Clones. Although it is a bit difficult, it has to be done. People of Uchiha, stand back, Uzumaki Mizuki shouted. Uchiha's men retreated without hesitation, only Uchiha Fugaku stayed behind. But now Konoha's ninjas are all focused on Uzumaki Mizuki high in the sky. 5 Escape Dalian Bullet Technique, Sarutobi Hiruzen pulls out his own trick. The compound attack of 5 attributes is not inferior to the general tailed beast bomb. At the same time, the surrounding ninjas also released different ninjutsu, densely packed towards Mizuki who was spinning tears in the sky. Narrate the original, the heavens and the earth split, open up with the praise of nothingness, the world is torn apart by my deviant sword. The nebula is sweeping, the so-called heaven and hell are actually the end of the eve before the creation of the world. Be silent in death, heaven and earth, leave the Inuma Elish, Wang Hao. While Uzumaki Mizuki spoke the liberation language, at the same time, he pinched his eccentric sword downwards without hesitation. The dark red energy accumulated at the tip of the sword burst out in one go. Just like in the Ninja World War, Uchiha Madara used fire style alone, facing the feeling of the Ninja Alliance. However, the power of the deviant sword is even stronger. Those dense ninjutsu were swallowed by the huge dark red energy almost instantly. At the forefront is Sarutobi Hiruzen's 5 Dao Dalian Danjin. However, he didn't hold back for almost a moment, and disappeared into the dark red energy directly. 60. The ghouls that have been guarding against you have been sealed. When dealing with Danzo, Uzumaki Mizuki used the AoE of the Deviation Sword EA. But this time, the power is concentrated at one point, which belongs to the pouring of energy, like releasing waves. The dark red energy instantly concentrated the ninjas on the ground. More than 1,000 ninjas directly faced this devastating attack. The red light directly devoured them. The ground instantly cracked and exploded. A red mushroom cloud rises directly. The explosion sound broke out after the mushroom cloud rose. The impact of the sound explosion directly destroyed the surrounding houses. Senju Hashirama watched all this happen in front of his eyes, and a large number of ninjas vaporized directly in front of him. It wasn't that he didn't want to be rescued, but that he couldn't move his body. Uzumaki Mizuki is guarding him, with the example of Uchiha Madara in front. He doesn't want to be counterattacked. After all, this technique is also the first time he uses it. Who knows if it is the same as the original version used by Orochimaru. The range of the attack also covered Senju Hashirama. He soon also felt this force, and his whole body was swallowed up. However, this attack doesn't last long because Uzumaki and Mizuki don't have enough mana. It lasted less than 2 seconds, and it was unsustainable. It's very destructive, but it's too expensive. Seeing himself reduce tens of thousands of magic points, Uzumaki Mizuki felt that the magic points were still not enough. After the explosion, the field was very quiet, but Konoha's side, there is some commotion. During this time, the night was full of explosions. Let the villagers of Konoha sleep well at all. Many people heard the shock today, but they didn't wake up, thinking that it would be the same as before, and nothing major would happen. But outside, there were many panicked voices. These people had to open the curtains first, looked outside, and then froze. Surrender, or die, Uzumaki Mizuki said to about 1,000 ninjas on the field. The scope of the destruction just now is only more than 200 meters in diameter, which is not too large. But that's the central area, the high rises like Sarutobi Hiruzen, all gathered in that pile. Clang. Snapped. Many ninjas were shocked, and some even couldn't hold the kunai in their hands, and fell directly to the ground. 843 as the first person kneels, more and more ninjas around him kneel. That existence in the sky is God, Gudong. Uchiha Fugaku swallowed. He felt that he ran very fast just now, otherwise he should be finished. This child was the one he had seen before, that's right, it wasn't played by anyone. But this power, he must be able to rewrite Uchiha's fate. Also shocked was Kakashi. He has been outside the fighting range, but through Sharingan, he can clearly see and hear the situation on the field. He never thought that Uzumaki Mizuki would have such strength. Looking at the almost destroyed center, with no life at all, he felt that Konoha was about to change. On Uzumaki Mizuki's side, he kept hearing system prompts, which were reminders of the points obtained by these ninjas who surrendered to him. Get tens of thousands of points at once. The main reason why these ninjas are willing to surrender is Uzumaki Mizuki's questioning of Sarutobi Hiruzen just now. Everyone knows that Uzumaki Mizuki is the son of 4th Hokage, so everyone agrees with him to a certain extent. In their view, he is one of his own. Add the words of 1st Hokage, so I am not so rebellious about surrendering. If it is an enemy, then they will naturally continue to resist without hesitation. Senju Hashirama recovered physically. he was only affected by the edge, and without any resistance, he was destroyed in an instant. After recovering, his eyes were full of sadness. In his opinion, these people are just children. Ninjas are just that cruel. If this is not resolved, then there will always be wars in the future. As long as everyone becomes a collective, even if there is a fight, it will not cause huge casualties. Uzumaki Mizuki slowly fell from the sky, land next to Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Fugaku slid over here, he has already identified the boss at this time. Clearly feel the gap between myself and Uzumaki Mizuki. The opponent is still young, as long as Uchiha follows him, sooner or later he will be able to stand on top of the world. If everyone can feel each other and recognize each other's pain, such battles will not happen. You never tell your secrets to others. Senju Hashirama looked at Uzumaki Mizuki with a bad face. Advertisement. If it wasn't that he couldn't move, he would definitely go up and teach the child a lesson. You grew up in an environment where there was only Uchiha as a foreign enemy, although you had to go to the battlefield. But we grew up in an environment where everyone hates us, and we still have the possibility of being used at any time by the so-called own people as a tool. Obviously, we are the sons of heroes. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Senju Hashirama calmly and said, "Who doesn't have a hard time? Mutual understanding. What is the use of this thing? Profit is the root of everything. Without absolute power to suppress, then greed will swallow people up." Senju Hashirama could not refute. He clearly knows that it shouldn't be like this, but he has to do this feeling, he is very clear. When I realized this, I was already 10 years old. But now these two children are less than 10 years old. He turned his head and glanced at the Hokage rock, which is the village he and Madara built together. Why did it become like this? Am I really wrong? Senju Hashirama was caught in doubt of himself. If I had listened to Uchiha Madara back then, would such things not have happened in the future? It was very quiet on the field at this time. Konoha's ninja didn't know what to do at this time. Those who have not surrendered dare not attack Uzumaki Mizuki at this time, because they are afraid of death. Only Uzumaki Mizuki himself knows his details. In fact, he just stood up today, so he is naturally ready to back up. He is going to use the Lock of the Sky to continuously plunder wealth and increase the accumulation of the king's treasure house to increase his magic power. The Sky Lock was originally used to recover the treasure house thrown out by the king's treasure house. It is not a key item in battle, but Uzumaki Mizuki does not have any treasures to throw. In addition, the magic value is not enough, so I have been using this treasure. What are you going to do next? Become a Hokage? Senju Hashirama asked Uzumaki Mizuki. Losing Hokage, Senju Hashirama naturally knows how hard it is for Konoha. If no one is looking at Konoha, the village will easily collapse and disperse. It will only fall into the cycle of war and chaos. What's so good about being a village head? I will be the king of this world. Uzumaki Mizuki shook his head. Leave the position of village head to others. He has no such interest. In the future, if my younger brother wants to be a Hokage, I will give him the position of village head. But it is estimated that at that time, he should become the king of the ninja world. You don't have this chance. But at this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice suddenly came. Everyone turned their heads and found Sarutobi Hiruzen, but his face was weak, but he didn't look injured at all. It turned out that after releasing the 5 dragons, he ran away without hesitation. Nothing left to fight hard. Anbu beside him used the 4 purple flame formation to delay him for a while, allowing him to find a chance to escape. Just now he has been hiding in the dark, eating Binglang pills. Then, use the forbidden technique Ghoul Seal. This is Ghoul Sealing, you should know what it is. Your father used this trick to seal 9 tails in your brother's stomach. Sarutobi Hiruzen clasped his hands together, and the phantom of Shinigami appeared behind him. Monkey, you? Senju Hashirama froze. He naturally knew this technique, but he didn't expect Sarutobi Hiruzen to do this. Although I don't know about you, why do you have such a fishy strength? Maybe Minato left behind, but that's all for now. As a 3rd Hokage, I have the same belief in sacrificing myself, just like your father. In order to protect this village, I will also give my life. What Sarutobi Hiruzen said almost moved me to tears. The surrounding ninjas also looked moved. Many people actually sobbed. So, why do you treat the son of a hero who sacrificed himself to save the village? Let your men spread the word about the monster 9 tails and make everyone hate us? Is it because I am afraid that after I kill you, I will attack the Sarutobi clan, and force the Senju clan to death just like you, and then want to slaughter the Uchiha clan? Uzumaki Mizuki chuckled. Advertisement. Then he asked directly. Since you have said that you are moved, why do you do this kind of thing to the descendants of people who did the same thing as you? Sarutobi Hiruzen was speechless. His face turned black again. The surrounding ninjas also reacted, as if there was nothing wrong with it. The Uchiha clan obviously gave up and rebelled against Konoha with Uchiha Madara. But I still can't get your trust. Uchiha, who trusted Konoha wholeheartedly, was framed by you to death. Your speech is disgusting. Sarutobi Hiruzen, as a king, I will not do the same thing as you. I will only revenge for revenge, and revenge for hatred. The king will admit it. The king comes to allow. The king will carry the whole world on his back. I'm not your trash. Uzumaki Mizuki continued to hit Sarutobi Hiruzen with cold words. Self-absorbed dirty fellow. Compared with the kind of guy who was evil from the beginning, this kind of person did good things for himself, but the guy who killed other people's whole family is even more annoying. Silent again. The ninjas around were also persuaded by Uzumaki Mizuki. Stop it, monkey. Senju Hashirama also spoke. Sarutobi Hiruzen is definitely going to die. I want Konoha to continue to survive in this chaotic world. Uzumaki Mizuki is definitely a good pick. At the beginning, he made a wrong decision, but now he feels that choosing Uzumaki Mizuki seems to be a good choice. I can't stop, first generation. He is evil and will bring the world into war. The ninja world will suffer countless deaths and injuries. Such people cannot continue to exist in this world. Be permanently sealed with me. Take your brother. I don't know if you can escape this trick. If you dodge, then your brother will be buried with me. Sarutobi Hiruzen rejected Senju Hashirama's words. He couldn't stop and hated Uzumaki Mizuki. Obviously, the action against Uchiha was a little bit close. Without the intervention of this person, it would definitely not have turned into such a consequence. It was he who ruined himself and Konoha. Without Uzumaki Mizuki, Konoha will definitely be able to continue. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura who came with him just now are just shadow clone. After they die, they will continue to inherit their will. The ghoul has blocked this move. I have been prepared for a long time. After all, without first generation and Uchiha Madara's Konoha, this move and Uchiha's Mangekyo can pose a threat to me. Let me show you what despair is. Uzumaki Mizuki smiled, then spoke. At the same time, he held the amulet that broke the commandments of all things that had been pinned to his waist all the time in his hand. The ultimate treasure against magic. Of course, this thing also has its own limit. Like Deviation Sword EA, the liberation attack of the Sword of Victory and Oath, this level of nuclear bomb explosion is definitely unbreakable. But it is far from enough for the ghoul to seal off such tricks. I do not believe. Hiss, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was full of madness. Then directly controlled Shinigami's arm, passing directly through his abdomen, making a sound like roasting meat. Then this almost transparent arm rushed directly towards Uzumaki Mizuki. Snapped. Uzumaki Mizuki used the talisman that broke the commandments of all things, and swiped forward lightly. It touched Shinigami's paw. In an instant, this arm disappeared in midair. Disappeared at the same time, and that Shinigami. What? Although there is no sound. But the people around seemed to have heard the tragic cry before the Shinigami disappeared. It's over. Uzumaki Mizuki looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a face full of despair and said,